Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.
Hey, what's up, Hobo?
I keep forgetting that intro is shorter than your intro. I think I have a minute, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't.
Yeah, I usually go on, I'm watching it on the YouTube side. I'm like, doop, 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 watching it, and I'm like, oh, shit, there's a lag every time.
Right.
And I usually catch up back here right before it ends. But hey, I muted my YouTube this time.
We did well. So who do we have on this week?
We have Dash on this week from Barber BBQ Catering Info by SDS BBQ. Steel Drum Smokers. Recently changed his channel name. Was just Steel Drum Smokers or SDSBBQ. And then recently switched it up to Barbecue Catering Info by SDSBBQ. Good guy from Philly. Huh? Eagles fan?
I'm not jumping on you guys' bandwagon.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see a little clip. I grabbed this earlier from one of his videos. It's about 20 seconds long, 25 seconds long. Here we go. Here is Dash.
Hey, yo, this is Dash. Get ready.
And there he is, magic. Magic happens.
It sure does. How you guys doing this evening?
Good. What's going on, Dad?
Nothing much. I read the screen and it said you have 30 seconds to get a drink, and I did. I used my 30 seconds to get a drink.
Nice.
Someone he's like, I thought I had a minute or so. It said 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it. I was doing something else.
Apparently.
And he made that intro. You think he'd know?
Oh man,
the signs of it.
That's even worse.
I don't start focusing on the show until at least a half hour in.
Okay, like two shots in.
Yeah.
3 shots. 2 cups, 3 cups, and then you're like, okay, now I can. Yeah, now I can focus. So how you guys doing?
We're doing well. So tonight, if anybody does any super chats, we're doing go Birds.
All right.
Super chats, we got 10% going to Make-A-Wish Foundation. To Dash chose tonight for that. We're taking them all night. And these two guys have some kind of bourbon, I think. Even I'm just drinking beer.
So I picked up a beer just because, but I have some bourbon at the ready. I was, I came prepared. Scouts on. Yeah. Well, technically, scouts. I came prepared. But I don't actually have any. I think this is technically I have this bottle here. So this is a bottle of Blanton's, and then I have a bottle of E.H. Taylor. But I actually like the E.H. Taylor more than I like the blends. So I've been drinking the blends kind of like on the rocks, and I'll mix it with something, but I'm saving E.H. Taylor. So
The Taylor only comes out a couple times a year. I think it's hard to find. It's relative hard to find.
well,
It's semi hard to find.
okay. No, so I scored a bottle of Pappy, and I don't even know how nice, excuse me, that is. But I was in a Costco of all things. There's a Costco in DC. I work not far from DC, and I go into the Costco every now and again, and I can tell when there's a bourbon day, like when they get their allotment, because there are people clamoring around the case. And the first time I went in there and I like went because I heard they had liquor, and I'm like, oh, well, okay. And I go in there and I'm like, all right, well, let me go check it out. And I see all these people around this case. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And I go over there and it's like, oh, they got this, they got that, they got this, they got that. So the first time I went in there, I was able to pick up the Blantons. I got Blantons. I got like 3 bottles and I can't remember, but the Blantons was the most, but that was the highest bottle, or the nicest bottle I got that day. I actually got 2 bottles of Blantons, 2 bottles of whatever the other thing was, and then 1 bottle of the E.H. Taylor because they ran out. And of them, the Blantons and E.H. Taylor were the better of the bottles. But I'm still learning how to bourbon, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Here, so don't.
Well, Hobo's the pro at it.
Yeah,
Oh shit! We're about to find out.
Who do I hate right now? Oh,
GT, what's going on, man?
I'm a beer only guy, but
All right, look.
I just drank the equivalent of an entire beer there. Hippie poos.
I mean, we can definitely, drink. I can definitely drink the entirety of a beer. So, but I gotta shout out my guys. We got Grumpus. He sent me some coasters not too long ago. I don't know if he's here in the chat. And then my guy Marcus from Crimson Creek Smokehouse, he sent me some cozies. So I gotta shout them out for helping me. Yeah.
They're trying to send Hobo to bed early.
Yeah, look at that. Look.
All right, time out. We have to space these.
There's no space in them out.
I did this a couple weeks ago.
Look, I gotta get up in the morning too. I gotta be up. I gotta be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I don't want to hear any excuses.
Crazy Pop, not enough food at this point.
Way to take your bottle to the head, though.
Beer down the wrong pipe.
Put your arms up. Raise it.
Is there a wrong pipe though for beer? Jeez, well, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Cool.
Holy cow.
David Fogg, I will catch you before your thing goes up the screen. I promise.
Look, I'm almost finished my first beer. What's up?
Yeah, right. So let me explain how the show.
I haven't been here in a while.
Yep. So what we do basically, the first half hour or so of the show, it's just gonna be the 3 of us talking.
Okay.
And then what's that?
I said the way this is going, it might end up with just 2.
He gonna be slumped, man. You know what? You know it's bad when you fall asleep on a live stream. I've done that. Just been so tired and so drunk that you just like I'd be talking and it's gone. Gone. It happens. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, so we'll about the first half hour or so, 2 or 3 of us talking. We're gonna have somewhere in the middle there. We're gonna have the 3 hot picks of the week. Okay. And that's where either people send in photos of food they cooked, or I go around YouTube and just find some cool things that were posted in the last 7 days.
Cool.
People who haven't had something posted up recently in the hot picks. So we'll post that up. That's more like 15 or 20 past the hour coming up, like another 10, 15 minutes.
Hey, do you want to keep the link before we forget again?
The link?
to Keith?
Oh, yes. Do I want to do that, or do you want to do that? I can do that.
It doesn't matter.
I never remember Keith's favorite place to get it shipped to.
Facebook.
All right. So while I'm doing that, and then the second half hour into the show, what we normally do is then we take questions from the chat. And we also invite people to hop on one at a time. But that is after we do the 5 minutes with Keith.
Okay.
I'm trying to type and talk. Yeah. So once 2 or 3 of us are done talking, hanging out, we'll do the 5 minutes with Keith, and then we'll have people hop on and take some questions from the chat, and then we just go until it goes, or until it doesn't anymore. So.
Well, that works for me.
Yeah. So you've named all your cookers out there, right? I saw in the intro. Yes.
I do have names for almost all of my cookers. Yes. So the whole thing is, when I'm cooking on a particular cooker, right? I don't want to call them all grills or smokers, or because some of them are multi-purpose. So I try to say cookers, and I don't like calling them all pits and stuff. But I feel like they are co-stars in my videos. So it's easier for me to address the cookers by a name. So it makes it easier for people to relate to them a little easier. And it's just like, I'm cooking on a Weber kettle. That's kind of boring. I'm cooking on Charlotte, my Weber kettle. They each have personalities, and there's always a story behind why or how the cookers have their names. So,
okay. But
I mean, yeah, they all, like I said, they're all personalities in my opinion. They all have unique, just like, but at the same time where I personalize them, to me, they're tools. And like, if I have to, get this particular thing done, or if I have to cook this particular cook, or if I have a cook of this particular size, then I'm going to use the right tool for the job. So, and I go that way. So
is there any of the names you want to tell us the story about?
Well, I mean, so I'm trying to think, like, where do I begin? Do I begin on the side of the house where I have the number one drum? How many do I have? Like, cookers?
Yeah.
I think I did a video not too long ago where I actually went around and found all of the cookers I have around the house. I have like 15, almost 20 different cookers around the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I have two ugly drums. I have the 2 Weber kettles. I have an 18-inch and a 22.5. I have a Traeger Pro 22. I have the extra large Big Green Egg. I have a home-built cabinet smoker. That's the one I call Bernadette. She's sitting in the back of my house right now. My wife has a propane grill on the back deck. I bought that for her, and she uses that one pretty much exclusively when she cooks outside. Then I have, we have a new inbox, like a Smoky Joe, like the tabletop Weber grill.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I also have a tabletop little, I don't even know what it's called, but a little teeny tabletop grill that I used a couple times. I bought it like in a pinch, and I've used it. I used it out at an event. I was at a car show and I used it, and it worked fine. I just cooked hot dogs on it with some lump charcoal, and it was perfect. Then I also have Bessie the Kick-Ass Smoker, which is my 275-gallon oil heat tank that's being converted into a smoker. I already talked about Bernadette. I have Vicky the vertical smoker. And then one of the latest cookers I got was Frida, which is a low country cookers. Hey, what's up, Uncle Steve? Yeah. He says Dash fires up all his cookers in the winter to help warm up the city. Yeah, well, times are hard, and it's cheaper to run the smoker than it is to heat my house sometimes. Yeah. But the grill, I got this like $2,500 grill from the initial research that I did for free, and I call that one Frida because I got it for free. And then I have a 5-foot grill table, and that's like the majority of all of the cookers. Also have like, the odd other. Oh, I have a Weber Smoky Mountain that I've never actually used. I got that one. I got that one. I got that one for free from a friend in exchange for a Yelp review.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hey,
That's a
Lou.
deal.
Yeah, Lou. We're not gonna talk about the fire department, okay? But yeah, so I at one point I won't say hot and heavy, but I used to do my Yelp thing, right? And this guy, a friend of mine, I used to ride motorcycles with him. He opened up a vape shop. So this is like when vaping was like just getting on. And he's like, hey man, whenever you get a chance, if you're ever down in DC, can you go through my shop and like go in, don't tell them who you are, don't tell them you know me, and honestly like do a secret shopper type thing. And I was like, okay, cool. I went in there and I didn't vape or anything like that. So I went in and actually was like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into this. And, can you tell me all about this? And I mean, like, I genuinely went in and had a great experience. And I wrote him a nice Yelp review. And he was like, yo, I got something for you. I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, it's a grill. I'm like, a grill? Like, what? And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's a Weber Smoky Mountain. And it has everything. I just need to replace the grates. And I just haven't. I'm like,
that was in your intro.
It is in the intro. So what ended up happening was the one time, I guess you could say, I used it, I towed it to a big car show in Ocean City. And what I did was I used the amazing pellet tube, and I had some cherry pellets in it, and I put it in there and let it smoke. So it looked like it was doing something, but it wasn't actually doing something. It was all for show. And it's one of those things where it was, how you go someplace and you remember, oh, hey, that's the guy that had the car with the this, or hey, that's the guy that had the car with the that. I was the barbecue guy. Everybody knows who I am. I'm the guy, and like even still, when I go down to Ocean City for that big car show that I go down there for, they're like, oh, you're the barbecue guy. Who's the barbecue guy with the dude selling barbecue out of the trunk of his car? Guilty. All right. And I run the flag that you see at the end of the intro is how I drive around in Ocean City. And I wish I would have, hindsight being 2020, had I known, I would have sent you pictures of like how I write on the back of the windshield on the car, like honk if you're hungry, the prices of food, like I did a law enforcement discount, I mean, it was crazy. So, but I went down there and sold food to fund my trip down there. And, I have a good time, hang out with my friends and meet a bunch of new people and just do car stuff, hood rat stuff with my friends.
So I know Rob needs to get to the clips of the week, but if I don't ask this, I'm going to lose it. Barbecue New Jersey wants me to ask you how Bernadette got her name.
Lou knows how Bernadette got her name because she burns stuff. The first, so when I got that smoker, right, it was one of those deals where I'm like, okay, because I knew that I started a precedent by naming the smokers, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta let this name come to me. What's up, Alton? Hey yo. So I'm like, I gotta let this name come to me. I gotta let it come to me. And the first time or two I cooked on a cooker, she just like, she has a like hot spots, and I'm like, yo, this is not good. She keep burning stuff, and it just kind of stuck that she kept burning stuff, and I was like, you know what, Bernadette, it is. So yeah, unfortunately.
Nice. Yeah, Alton's the one that introduced us.
Yes. So Alton, and it's Alton. Okay.
I know. I said it right. It just sounded. I think you heard it wrong.
I sure did. And I'm the new one, Alton. Yeah. So like, I'll be sure, but Alton. Okay. Trust me. I was saying Alton for a long time. I was in this man's kitchen in Texas. In Texas. And his wife was chewing out somebody else. And I was like,
Oh,
Yes, it's Alton. Alton.
Alton.
Alton.
Alton. Yep. Well, now I'm never going to forget.
No, well, like I'll be sure, okay?
Yeah.
That was exactly how I was. Like I said, I was ear hustling, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Don't say Alton. It's Alton, Alton." So,
Yeah.
what did he say? What was the last comment? Don't get on. No, not at all. Nope. Because Gene controls the jug, and you don't want you don't want no smoke with Gene or the jug. I'm telling you, you don't want no smoke with that.
Well, hey, so let's take a minute.
Yeah.
I went through YouTube the past week's videos, and I found three cooks I thought were pretty cool. We call this the hot picks of the week.
All right.
It's gonna be loud.
Yeah, if you got headphones in, you might want to turn it down a tiny bit.
Okay. Why
here
did
we
he
go.
whisper to tell us that, though?
Because it's gonna be loud as fuck.
He should have yelled.
Here we go. Hot picks of the week. Now, you can send in. You guys all thought I was about to hit the button.
Yeah, we did.
I need people to send in cooks. Go to bbqhotseat.com. Send in your photos. I can pick 3 out of that. Put those on the next one. That way I don't have to look around at the videos. Oh, I'm watching all the videos anyway. It really doesn't matter. But I found these 3 awesome ones. And here we go.
I dig it. I'm a big EDM fan, man. So I'm like,
Yeah, we got the crowd yelling in the background.
yeah. Can you feel it?
One of these days, I'm gonna have my entire neighborhood show up here at this exact time and just have this crazy looking shit going on in the background.
You need some lights and some.
Yeah. All 3 of those cooks you can find down in the description, because this week I did remember to put those links in there. So yeah, check out all 3 of the videos. If you guys aren't subscribed to those people yet, make sure you check them out. And if you like them, subscribe. I think you'll like them. Subscribe. So yeah. So that's that.
Well, I got like 8 minutes to have my shot for David Fogg. I'll take my time.
Right. So look, speaking of glow stick, can I tell a quick story about how I was in St. Louis and I took these glow sticks off this dude while I was drunk on the stage at the EDM club? So
Yeah.
I went to St. Louis. Yeah, look, ecstasy is kicking in, boys. So I went to St. Louis, and this was the guys' trip, and this was in like 2020 or 2000, like before I turned 21. So we're at this club, and it was 5 of us or 6 of us that went. My friends had people that lived in or were from St. Louis. So we went to St. Louis to kind of like visit with them. We go to this club. Now, back in 2000, you go to the club. What's up, Mario? You go to the club, and on one night, it was like the dance and trance night. On one night, it was the hip-hop night. On one night, it was the country night. So we went on the wrong night. And the night we went was the dance and the trance night, and not the hip-hop or the dance hall night. And, you know,
Did it end up being the right night?
Well, look, it was fine because we pre-gamed, okay? And then because it was 2 different people on the door, like one person was checking ID and one person was giving out the bands. So the one person that was checking ID told me to get in the under 21 line, but I was like, whatever. I went right to the 21 line. Yo, give me a band, right? Go in, go right to the bar, get a drink, and I'm feeling myself, having a good time, drunk. And I go to the bathroom, and on the way out from the bathroom, I'm right at the stage, and I'm somebody standing there like this. I'm like, yo, why is the people up on the stage? He was like, yo, if you can get up there, you can get up there. I was like, so if I can get up on the stage, I can be on the stage? He was like, yeah. I'm like, my fat butt, get up on the stage, climbing up on the stage, right? And I'm just having the time of my life in the middle of the stage, right? And I see this guy, and he's got these glow sticks. And I was like, yo, let me get them glow sticks real quick. Took his glow sticks, and I'm having the time of my life dancing around with this man's glow sticks, right? So then, like, 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes goes by, and my friends don't know where I am, right? And I'm standing on the stage, and I'm looking out in the crowd, and I see them all, like, like, when you go out with folks, you're like, everybody keeps an eye on each other, right? And I could just see all of them pointing, they like, yo.
There he is.
Yeah. So I'm like, when I get all 4 or 5 of these at a time, I'm like, yeah, I'm over the stage. Like, yeah. So then the guy who I got the glow sticks from, he was like, hey, man, I'm getting off the stage. Can I have my glow sticks back? I'm like, what glow sticks? He's mine. I kept on dancing on the stage with the glow sticks. My friends all got to the front of the stage, and finally I climbed down, and they talked about it later. They were like, yo, we didn't know where the hell you went. And then all of a sudden it was like somebody saw you, and then they let the next person know. It's like, all we know is you was having the time of your life on the stage. I was so drunk, and in the trance music, just, I'm telling you, glow stick. Now I wasn't on anything like all them other folks that was on stuff. I was just having a good old time on the stage with the glow sticks. I actually kept those glow sticks as a memento. I have them in a box around here somewhere.
Nice.
But yeah.
How long ago was that?
Either 99 or 2000. Because it was before I turned 21.
So there weren't any forms, like, it wasn't like this.
No, none of that. It was like lighters and actual glow sticks only. With the string glow sticks that you would put on your wrist and around your neck, and these were the bigger ones that you had to like seriously crack and like you could hold up and I'm telling you, man. Yeah, basically.
You had a sprinkler with them?
No. I was just dancing around like, some Darude, some Sandstorm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now we skipped right over some of the basic questions, like where you're from, do you have any family, that kind of thing.
So I am from Philadelphia, born and raised. Not from West Philadelphia, and didn't spend much time on the basketball court. You know where I was going with that one?
Yeah, West Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm going to copyright strike if I keep going.
I saw one episode of that show, and I was like, no, this is terrible.
It really wasn't bad, man.
No,
it was good.
Yeah, it was great.
I was kidding. I said I watched one episode and said it was terrible, and then watched the rest of them.
Oh. Yeah, we both were like, what do you mean? It was so bad?
Yeah.
Time out. This isn't a slow and steer argument.
Oh, boy. Let's not go there. But you know what? That's how you fall on the sword about the slow and steer. That's how I fall on the sword about dry brining. There's no such thing as a dry brine. It's a quick cure. And I fall on the sword every single time, and I get sucked into it every single time. And I'm like, there's no such thing.
So since you brought that up.
Oh, boy. What's up, CJ? How you doing this evening?
Hey,
so I'll let Rob explain it better, but actually, this might fuck up your chances of winning 5 minutes with Keith, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Uh-oh.
So there's this new collaboration where people are going to take just pretend you buy you buy a pork butt, and then you wrap it up and you freeze it after you've seasoned it.
Yeah. After you've seasoned it.
and then you let it freeze for X number of months, 2, 3, whatever the number is. Then, after you thaw that out, you take another pork butt and you put seasoning on it. You throw them both in the smoker. Obviously, you'd use the same seasoning because it wouldn't be a fair comparison. What are your thoughts as to which one's going to win and why?
All right. So actually have a leg up.
Which one has seasoning deeper penetrated into the meat?
All right. So I have a little bit of inside track information because I've actually done this. I did it with a brisket though, and not a pork shoulder. And when I pulled the brisket out of the freezer, so it was a teeny little brisket, and I seasoned it and put it in a vacuum seal bag, and I put it in the freezer. And I don't know whether or not it was because it was a brisket or the seasoning that I used, but when I pulled it out, it was horrible. It was way too salty. It was way too salty. The salt penetrated to the point where it overpowered the meat, and
here we go.
It was not good at all.
Here we go though. You're saying it penetrated further.
The salt.
Yes, the salt and the salt only. The salt only.
Yeah.
It was not.
I rest my case, Your Honor. You've been lawyered.
Lawyered. So Rob, the whole thing is, when you are doing a cure, right? You're salting something, and you want osmosis to pull the meat pull the meat out, pull the moisture out of the meat, and then salt and the moisture go back into the meat, right? But when it's too much of that, there is a level of too much. And just like you said, you put it in the freezer for some months. Now, when you were talking, and I'm like, all right, well, if you just put it in the freezer for a few hours, then okay. But if you put it in there for like a good enough time, like even over a week or two, now, mind you, the brisket that I had been sitting in the freezer for a good 3 to 6 months, and I pulled it out, and it was no bueno. Like, it was bad.
Do we have Steve in the chat still? Because I'm wondering what percent of sweet and spicier salt is. And now, Dash, would you?
So sweet and spicier is it's not that salty. It's more of a no, it's not. And so Uncle Steve shakes are not very salty. So
right, and that's what we're talking about. That's what was on the original one that Keith did. He used the sweet and spicier. And if there is any salt, don't you agree that the salt may bring its friends?
No. Okay.
Pepper.
No, because I used a very complex seasoning on this brisket, and it had no other flavor other than salt.
Dash, here's been my argument, and I'll just tell you my argument because it'll sure. I didn't want to lead you down a path, for lack of better words.
That's all right. I pick my own poison, man.
You take fresh pork butt, you put seasoning in it. You have fresh meat. Most people don't have a freezer capable of not putting in huge crystal cells of liquid. So you fuck up the integrity of the meat to an extent comparative to the fresh one. That all being said, the argument that I've made where I'm being told I'm wrong is that the cumin, paprika, dinosaur pepper, whatever weird ass shit you want to put in gets sucked in deeper into the meat. Where my point has been is that if that is arguably even true, when you screw with the integrity of the meat by freezing it a second time in your freezer, are you getting a better product?
So I can tell you for sure that I have taken pork shoulders out of the freezer that have been vacuum sealed and put into my deep freezer, and you would never know the difference. I have taken pulled pork that I have cooked and put in a vacuum seal bag and frozen it and mixed it in with fresh pork, and you would never know the difference. It's all about how you do it, and then of course the freezer that you put it into. But I tell you, the one thing that is going to be the mitigating factor is going to be not just putting it into like a Ziploc bag and putting it in the freezer. but using a vacuum seal bag and putting it into the freezer. Because
I think the way he did it was in a like butcher paper, like twice.
And wait, so just straight butcher paper and like,
yep.
Nah, bruh. That's gonna do nothing but just like Hobo saying about getting freezer burnt. There's no nah. Nah.
Let's pivot to the second part of the conversation about everything except for salt going anywhere more than getting hit in the face with flap and depth.
I'm gonna akin this one to, you know how people swear by soaking wood chips or wood? Yeah. And there's been studies that say that the wood the water does not penetrate into the wood further than like 1/8 of an inch, if that. Right. I feel like this, with the only exception being salt, because there is a chemical transaction happen, and I don't know what the process of osmosis, what it's called, but I know osmosis is what pulls moisture from the meat, and the salt goes back into the meat to replace where the moisture was removed or the moisture was wicked away. Are you drinking to that?
I don't want to be a liar to the $50 guy.
All
right. Not liking you right now, $50 guy.
I'm 2 beers in.
Yeah, I got to go grab another one pretty soon here.
Yeah, me too.
I had one and then grabbed 2 right before the show started.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 as well. My cozies are. I'm gonna have to get more koozies, and then I can sit here a little longer without having to get up. So Hobo, it seems like you and I are on the same page, and I only have and I'll tell you the reason why I froze this brisket, right? So I've heard, and I believe, I'm a firm believer that you get a better smoke ring when you have colder meat. The Maillard reaction penetrates deeper because and the pink ring goes deeper when your meat is colder, because when the meat and the smoker, the temperature balance happens, that's when that smoke ring stops. So the colder the meat, the longer or the bigger your smoke ring tends to be. So I said, well, what if I season a brisket and I put it in the freezer and I make it that much colder? My smoke ring should be that much more. Nah. The seasoning seemed to ruin the meat before I put it on the smoker. Like, it was bad. I actually did a video on it. If you want, I could try to find the link for the video. But I did do a video on it, and it was bad.
Yeah, so we're putting them in the freezer for like 1.5 to 2 months. So it won't be like the 3 to 6 where the salt like really kills it.
I don't. But here's the thing: if the meat is frozen, how much travel is that salt actually going to happen?
Right. I'd believe though that if salt is going to penetrate, it's going to bring its friends with it.
Nope.
Sugar and pepper.
I tell you, that's not going to happen. I use it from experience. So this is the only. I'm only adamant about this because I've done it, and it's it's one of those things where I messed up and did this, and it was like, wait, don't ever do that again. Yeah. Well, and that's why we're trying. And of course, 1 to 2 months is different, and I'm not going to to discount what you're saying. 1 to 2 months is different than 3 months or 6 months. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I'm gonna hypothesize that all you are gonna get is gonna be salty meat, and it's not going to have any of those other complex flavors with it.
Well, you see, I've never tried it, and the whole reason we're doing it. So our friend Keith did it, and he swears, and I believe he believes that the meat had better flavor throughout. All right, so let
me just ask again. So this man wrapped a pork shoulder. So he seasoned the pork shoulder and wrapped it in butcher paper.
I don't think it was
2 layers of butcher paper, and then put it in the freezer.
Keith's in the chat. Keith, what'd you wrap it in? Because I can't remember. And I don't think it was butcher paper, because I don't think Keith regularly keeps butcher paper.
I mean, like white butcher paper. I think he wrapped it in butcher paper and then put it in like a butcher paper bag and then wrapped that up all.
I just can't remember. Freezer wrap.
Freezer wrap. Okay.
In a freezer bag.
Freezer wrap.
It's like cling wrap, but made for freezers.
Okay. I mean, then again, I don't know. I can tell you from my own experience, I've had great experiences freezing. Like if I get a pork shoulder, like if I get pork shoulder and it comes in 2 pieces, like one unit from the Restaurant Depot is 2 pieces, and I have somebody wants 5 pounds of pork shoulder, I'm only going to cook half of what I buy because usually I have to buy like 18 to 20 pounds of pork shoulder. So I'm going to cook half of it. The smaller piece or the bigger piece, depending on how much shoulder, pulled pork I need, I'm going to squeeze into a freezer, a vacuum seal bag, and then I'm putting it in the freezer. Actually, one of the last times I did one, I needed 4 pounds of pork shoulder, and I had like 18 pounds. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take the bigger piece and freeze that. And the big piece wouldn't fit in the vacuum seal bags that I had. So I actually cut it in half and put it in 2 different vacuum seal bags. And I mean, I'm going to pull them out at the same time. And so I actually saw Ricer did a video. If you guys don't know Ricer from Deadbrook Barbecue, Wisconsin, he did a video where he butterflied the pork shoulder, and mind blown because I cook boneless pork shoulder all the time because I don't want to pay for the weight that I'm going to lose, and they cook faster than bone-in pork shoulder. Okay. And when he butterflied it, I was like, yo, that's a game changer for me because I can lay them out a little differently and get like twice as much bark on it potentially. Wow. And I don't think the way his cook looked, I don't think it actually sped up the cook, but I was hoping that it would have sped up the cook, but it didn't seem to do that. But I'm invested in trying to butterfly some pork shoulder, and I might take one of those pieces of the frozen shoulder that I did and butterfly it and see how it turns out. But I think the key to preserving it is going to be vacuum sealing it and then putting it in a deep freezer and not just like a residential freezer.
Now, what if you take that same boneless pork butt and you peacock it? So you cut
What the fuck?
and then you spread it all out and you put little spacers in between. So you have
shit at this point.
Now you have a fanned out pork butt. What about that one?
What is this, NBC?
I don't even know what this said. I'm on Team Dash right now. I was on the actual YouTube to try to put a comment to my boy Patriot Barbecue, and I heard him talking. I'm like, I have to hop back over because I need to look at facial expressions. This is not going to go well.
So I have a good poker face, so most of the time you're not going to catch me off guard. But
Yeah. So does the chat have some questions for Dash? We got to do the 5 minutes of Keith first. But if you're in the chat,
get the questions ready. I mean,
we got about 50 people in the chat there. We're gonna start. We're gonna start looking at your questions here and asking them to Dash. Also,
I'm gonna go get 2 more beers in.
Yeah.
All right. So does Keith have questions, or because I have an earbud in, so I can hear you as I go get my beer. So
no, we'll wait for you. Me and Hobo will talk.
Okay. All right, I'll go.
Got it. All right.
Wait, I have to talk to you now? This is a lot.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? So yeah, just reading through the chat here. Terry's still going on about that pork butt. We're going to hear it straight from Keith in a minute here, I'm sure.
I'm not saying she's wrong, but to quote Keith, I'm saying she's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got all right. After we're done with Keith, I'm going to put the StreamYard link in the chat. You guys can either ask questions in the chat there for Dash. Start them out with @Hobo Nichol Barbecue Testing Laboratory if you can type all that, or just put like 3 question marks in front of it, and we'll see it there. But anyway, I'll put the StreamYard link in. That way people can hop in one at a time if they want to ask Dash questions one-on-one. Ask your question, get the answer, hop out, and make room for the next guy. But here we go.
Or gal.
And Keith, I did adjust the volume on this video for you. Here's the clip for 5 Minutes with Keith.
Keith has questions, some are pretty unique. Been looking at your channel, studied all week. Some might be tough, but they won't hurt. Hey, you get most of them right, you might win a shirt. Don't be scared, keep your knife in the sheath. It's time for 5 Minutes with Keith.
Hey, y'all. Cheers.
Hey,
Cheers.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
happy
Now,
Thursday.
this ain't taken away from my 5 minutes. I might actually have a complete 5 minutes tonight. Dash,
right.
let me tell you where this came from.
Okay.
Me and Rob and Uncle Steve was talking one night,
Yes.
and I thought, what if I seasoned a pork butt with his seasoning, because there's not a lot of salt in it,
Yes.
and then froze it and see what happens. I had 2 pork butts.
Yes.
So I was going to cook one the next day. So I seasoned them both. The one I stuck in the freezer. I seasoned it real heavy. I don't have one of them fancy
Vacuum sealer.
air sucking gadgets. Yeah, I don't have one of them.
We said an air sucking gadget. All right.
Feel free to send me one if
Thingamabobber.
you want, but I don't have one. But
I hear you.
I got freezer wrap. You know, when you go to a butcher, like if you buy half a cow or something, your meat comes wrapped up, frozen in this white paper. It's freezer wrap.
Yes.
That's what I did.
Okay.
I seasoned this pork butt with sweet and spicier. I seasoned it real heavy all the way around, double wrapped it, stuck in the freezer. Was only going to leave it in there for a month, but I left it in there about 2.5 months. You can see the seasoning penetrated inches down into the meat after it cooked. There's no salt in it. Hobo, quit laughing at me. This is my 5 minutes, not yours. No, I didn't use a brisket. I used a pork butt. And
now let me just I'm gonna expand upon my experience. And my brisket was discolored from the freezer and the seasoning, and I believe it was just the salt. Like I said, I know for sure the seasoning that I used was higher in salt, and it was a complex seasoning. Right. But when I cut into it, it was discolored. Like it didn't look like a regular brisket. So I don't know whether what you're seeing is saying that it was the seasoning penetrated, was discoloration from the freezer itself or freezing itself. I can't, all I can do is say, you know what? Maybe I have to try it myself.
You have to try it, yes.
Okay.
Rob has a collab.
Yes, sir.
Run. We had a first entry put in today already.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob told me I had to ask you specific type questions.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what specific, but
I already know one of them has to do with a cheesesteak. I know Rob. Rob.
You're wrong there. So,
oh, okay.
Hobo, give him an X. Can you tell me where the first library in the United States was? What city?
Philadelphia.
Hold on,
and it was Benjamin Franklin.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's playing for yet.
No. Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm playing for, but you asked me a good question. I'm gonna answer it. So it was Philadelphia. It was Benjamin Franklin who created the Benjamin Franklin's private library was turned into a public library.
This ain't a history lesson, okay?
Oh. My bad.
I tell you what. When I was researching this, it was really hard for me to research these questions because there's so much shit to go through.
I understand.
And I'm like, okay, so now you know the genesis of this.
If you get half of the questions right, you win a shirt. Is it half? Hobo?
It's usually half. I'm just laughing right now because Dash literally bitch slapped Keith out of the
Keith doesn't like it when you.
Bam!
Just on the first question.
It's like, bring it on.
I'm damn near about to call you bye, Felicia.
You may be the second only person ever to win a shirt tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, and the shirt is I survived 5 minutes with Keith.
Before the European settlers came here to America, What Indian tribe lived in Philadelphia?
All right, so the problem is there's a lot of, I want to say Susquehanna, but there's a lot of there's a lot of Indian, and I can't remember what the tribe is, but there's streets and areas of Philadelphia and sections like the Schuylkill River is an Indian name. Tappahocken is an Indian name. Wingahocken is an Indian name. Conshohocken is an Indian name. And I don't know what the Indian tribe was, but
there is no time limit for you to.
All right, I'm gonna have to think about this one.
Maybe you can skip this one and come back to it.
All right, I will skip it.
What the hell?
All right, well, look, he's looking out for me.
I feel like he's close. I feel like this is like the greatest night of 5 Minutes with Keith.
Yeah, well, Keith, we're gonna run long today because I'm long-winded, and I want to make sure you get your 5 minutes worth.
You can call this a bar or a pub or whatever.
Yes.
But what is the oldest drinking establishment in Philadelphia? And what year was it started?
Oh, wow. What year?
I don't know what the oldest, I'm going to tell you flat out, I don't know what the oldest drinking establishment is, but I do know that the oldest brewery came from Pennsylvania. It was Yuengling in, I think it's 1822.
Breweries don't count.
But I don't know what the oldest bar or drinking establishment
was.
Say,
what if I gave you a hint? Could that help you?
I'm sure it would.
Please.
I don't give hints very often.
No.
I'm just going to say Drury Street.
What?
D-R-U-R-Y.
Say one more time?
D-R-U-R-Y.
Drury Street. Is it Drury Street Pub House or Drury Street Ale House or Drury Street Place? I have no idea.
It was started in 1860.
Okay.
And it's called McGilden's Old Ale House.
All right. Well, I got half of it. I said it was an ale house, but I'm not taking credit for that one. I did not know that.
No,
one.
You said brewery. I'm giving you an X on that.
Well, I said Drury Street Ale House and Pub House and Drury Street,
While you're thinking about the second question, here's my bonus question.
All right.
There was a world famous singer known worldwide that came from South Philly. What was his name?
What did he sing?
He ain't your age. He ain't even my age.
What did he sing though? You kind of have to narrow it down just a little bit. There's a lot of people from South Philly.
I'll agree.
Please.
These are my questions, not yours.
Damn it, Keith. You're right, but
he was worldwide, really famous.
Give an Eric.
Was it West?
I'll tell you what. He didn't do bebop or hip hop or rock and roll or none of that. He didn't do none of that.
Wow. Because Will Smith would have been a good answer for that one.
Nah, he's not from South Philly though.
Yeah.
I need like some sort of like genre or something to help me out.
Third base.
The genre, you can go to YouTube and look it up. His name was Mario Alonso.
Huh.
Yeah. Joe Everett's in here. He can probably help you out on that.
Mario Alonso?
Mario Lanza, Lanza. Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, he's older than you. That's why. I know.
See? Wow, Keith.
Dashed
You
over.
you really didn't want him to win tonight, did you?
Not at all.
Before European settlers, what Indian tribe lived there?
Oh, he's going back to it.
And I've been thinking about it off and on the entire time. I'm trying to go through the names of the different Indian.
I'll give you one hint.
Okay.
It ain't the fucking Sioux. No.
No. I know it's not the Sioux. Is it Cherokee?
No,
All right.
it's the Delaware.
Okay.
Don't you have a river up there called the Delaware River?
So the
We
Delaware
do.
River is actually east of, or actually is west of Philadelphia. The river that runs through Philadelphia is called the Schuylkill, and that is an Indian name. Just like I was saying, there's a lot of places and areas and there's streets in Philadelphia, in and around Philadelphia, that are Indian names.
These questions and answers can all be found on Google
Well,
and/or /
I mean-
Wikipedia.
okay. Golly, freaking a famous. To be honest, I've never looked up what the oldest bar in Philadelphia was, and I have never even heard of Mr. Lanza. To be completely honest, was he like a crooner in the 40s or 50s?
No, actually, I don't know. I think it was in the 30s, but he was more like opera or something like that.
Seriously?
Symphony,
Wow.
stuff like that. Yeah. But if you look him up, I mean, he was like the best in the world at the time.
Well, there weren't many people in the world, so that you know.
Do you have a bonus? Do you have a bonus question for him?
I already asked him that one.
Oh,
The Mario Lanza, that was a bonus.
Wasn't a bonus.
Hobo, another good night for you. No shirts given away.
No, I don't have to write anything down then.
No, don't have to write anything down. He did get one question. The first,
yeah, right off the bat.
the first question.
Every time I answer the door, Keith, when you're on here, and I come back, I'm waiting for the day that it's just me, you, and Rob, and the guest is just going, fuck this noise, I'm out.
We ain't giving these shirts away for nothing now, man. You gotta earn them.
I did some digging. Mario Lanza was a film star of the 40s and 50s. Okay.
I didn't know he was a film star, but
Yeah.
he could have been. I thought he was
an American tenor, actor, and Hollywood film star of the late 40s and 50s who was of Italian ancestry.
I thought he
He
was
began
older than
singing at the age of 16.
I think he died at 38 or something. I don't know.
He died in 1959 in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have never ever gotten that.
Hey, Colin, what's up? So, anyways, that's what
Well,
happened.
Keith, better luck next time for me, I guess.
You know, but now you got stuff to study on and learn.
Well, I mean, I learn something new every day.
Rob told me, because normally I go to a guy's channel, and I watch your videos, some of your videos. So I normally go through a guy's channel and I get questions out of there. Rob told me I had to ask questions about Philadelphia.
All right. Well, if you were to ask me one question about something you saw on my channel, what would that question be?
Ooh, that's a good question of a question.
Do you still feed the firefighters?
I have not. Actually, well, I have not recently, but one of the firefighters does place orders every now and again. So he was one of the guys that responded to my house one of the times, like the first time I gave food sold food to the guys in their turnout gear responding to my house. His name is Art, and he follows me on Instagram, and I've sold him food from time to time. But I think he has a vested interest because he has a food truck, or maybe his wife or his father-in-law has a food truck. So he kind of watches the channel and or my Instagram to help him out with doing things on his food truck. So
I got a Weber Smoky Mountain too, and I love it, man.
okay.
So I don't have all the shit you got, you know. I was thinking earlier when you said I got 15 cookers, and I'm like, dude, I got more pans than that.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where I have the, you know, like I have a grill or a cooker, and then I'll grow it, and then I'll get another one. Where some people will throw it away, I don't throw it away, because I can say, hey, look, that thing did this thing very well, and I'm going to use it from now on to do just that one thing. So I hate having, you know, single purpose, you know, cookers per se. But if I have a cooker that does one thing exceptionally well, I'm going to use it to its, you know, to do that thing that it does very good or very well, actually. So, well, Keith, you've been on for longer than 5 minutes, so, you know.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, no. I'm not kicking you out. I just want you, I didn't want you to feel slighted that you didn't get your 5 minutes of fame.
Oh, no. I feel justified knowing that you only answered one of the 3/4 questions. So I did my job properly, you know? I
mean, how about this? How about you go ahead back into your lab and then come back on a little later and ask another question? I would like to redeem myself. I mean, you asked some pretty off the wall questions, and the fact that I knew about the library, that one says something. That's like odd information. But
okay, before I go, I'll ask you this.
Okay.
The library was the first in the United States for Philadelphia.
Yes.
Name one other first. There was 8 of them.
The zoo is one.
Keep going. You may win a shirt after all.
All right. So the zoo was one. The bank, the first bank of I
don't remember the bank. I don't remember. Right now, I only remember one other thing. Oh no, I remember 2 other.
Philadelphia was the capital of the United States at one point, or at least the capital
of them. The first one.
All right. Other firsts. Well,
this is very important. Very important. If you know
Declaration, the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, which
the first, whatever this is for the first in the United States, not the Constitution or none of that.
Okay. So we said the library, we said the bank. Look at it. Who is the Square People Degenerate podcast? First team to have a Super Bowl MVP that was run out of town. He wasn't run out of town. He was the backup. So the loyalty lied with the starting quarterback. But anyway, I digress.
Where do we stand now, though?
Yeah.
We've got to get this third one to win.
All right, Keith, I'm thinking here. What other first? So I talked about the zoo, the bank, the Capitol. The electric company or phone company?
No, man, the first in America. There wasn't no film companies in America.
I said phone.
There wasn't no phones in 1776.
I said the Declaration of Independence.
That don't count.
Okay.
I said it was very important.
Well, you know what?
It is still very important today. And damn near everybody uses it.
Cream cheese.
No.
Cream cheese. You gotta go to Taco Bell.
We do have 3 people in the basement. Just
how about is it the not the Pledge of Allegiance or the Declaration of the Bill of Rights?
You're thinking along the wrong line here.
You said 1776,
no,
which is
I said the very first in America. Library. You said bank.
I said library. I told you library before.
No, I know. That's the very first was the library.
Yes.
Another very first was
the zoo. The zoo.
Was the zoo.
Yes.
And I believe you said bank.
I was guessing bank.
Okay, now say one more thing. That was the first.
Major port. I really don't. I'm drawing the blank here on my first.
Hospital.
Ah,
I told you it was very important.
that was very important. Yeah. Look, you gotta like your questions are very vague and like that's pulling strings out of a hat type deal. But I mean, I redeemed myself. I feel like I redeemed myself enough.
Yeah, we'll have to ask the chat later what we think.
All right. Well, like I said, I feel like I redeemed myself with the zoo and the library, and I believe the bank was also one of the first in Philadelphia.
That was three points right there in my book. But well, we got 3 people in the basement,
and I had a total of 7 questions.
Yeah,
that's not even half. So,
but you said I had to get 3
questions. You got 3 there, plus the first question was right. That's 4.
No, that was the library. That was the very first question.
Yeah, but then you asked the follow-on question, which had the same answer. So that's using the same answer twice.
Joey, they're only ridiculous to people like you that don't understand the world.
Me?
No, I'm talking to a square table there, Joey.
Okay.
All right, I'm out of here. Dash,
keep
up on your history for the next time.
Yes, sir. I sure will.
And try that pork cut. Try that pork cut.
All right. So how about this? Can I get when folks go on Jeopardy or they get hints as to what the categories are going to be? Can I get a hint next time, please?
It's hashtag shit show every time.
I see.
I don't fucking know what category I'm asking. Hey,
I'll drink to that, Keith. Hey, look. Salud.
We turned to 5 minutes into 10. I'm out of here.
All right.
It's been 15, but who's counting?
All right, real quick. So we got 3 people in the basement. I'm sure we got a lot of questions in the chat. I still wanted to, I didn't get a chance to thank Loaderman and Jenny's Joint for the super chat. I can't find anymore because it's scrolled away.
Yeah,
I found it.
Guys. Who are we?
So I saw Hobo did a drink. I had no beer left at that point, but I just went and got more beer.
What are you drinking?
I'm a crack open. He's drinking Corona Light, he said.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I got Miller Light, so I'm not talking, but this is number 4. Number 4.
All right. So the 3 people.
Full.
Yeah. So the 3 people in the basement here, I see you guys. I'm going to bring you guys up in order. So these people are going to ask you a question face to face.
Okay.
Do you have any of the questions from the chat we can do after this first guest?
I'm pretty much caught off because Dash answered how many smokers he has, but somebody asked, or yes, it's Mario asked, what's his favorite
cooker?
Okay.
And I feel like we bounce back and forth, but people come in and out. So
okay.
All right. If anybody has any questions and you don't feel that Hobo saw it, go ahead and pop them in again in the chat. Here we go with the first guest from the basement. Dave, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Rob? Hobo?
Doing well?
Yeah.
Hello, Dave. How you doing? Yes, sir.
Good to see you guys again.
Hey, you're playing along at home. Nice.
Here you go, Hobo. There's my drink. This time I'm not sleeping on you. Dash, my question for you, and we all have this. What is your favorite and worst thing to cook?
Chicken wings. So chicken wings are the worst thing that I cook because chicken wings are tedious. The way I do my wings, I smoke them naked for a while, and then I put sauce on one side, flip each of them over, put sauce on the second side, and then I cook them to completion. But the problem is when I'm cooking wings, I'm usually doing, oh, hello there. When I'm cooking wings, I'm usually doing, 50, 60, 100, wings. And it's, turning each wing one at a time. It's just like a pain in the,
Very tedious.
Yeah, very, very tedious. And then my favorite thing to cook as of late, and I'm kind of going to double this one, lamb and salmon. are big things that I cook. I cook salmon probably, twice a month. Lamb, I probably cook lamb at least once a month. And one of the things that I've been cooking recently is porchetta, and that's a family favorite. They love when I do porchetta, roll it up and put it on a rotisserie. So those are like my favorite things to cook, or the favorite things. Excuse me.
Two of my favorite recipes that I just came up with is your traditional tzatziki sauce.
Okay.
Cucumber sauce. And I came across a recipe for making your traditional American Greek gyro.
Okay.
Using the ground lamb and ground beef.
All right. And do you actually put it on the rotisserie on a spit, or how do you make it, or do you get like meat?
So my recipe, because I don't have a rotisserie, is I hate to use the word meatloaf, but it's done up similar to a meatloaf.
Yeah, like a mince, and you put it. Yep.
So I 3 times mince the meat through my grinder.
All right.
And I bake it, and I leave it in that dish, throw it in the refrigerator overnight. Next day, when it's fully chilled, then I can make my small slices and then grill it up for my pita bread. Add the tzatziki, the lettuce, the tomato, black olives, whatever.
Okay, nice. So are you Greek?
No, I'm. My heritage is English and German, but I consider myself an American.
All right, I understand.
So, all right, here are my 2 questions. Let's give times for the next 2 fellows. Nice talking to you. And Rob,
same here.
We'll hope to see you in the next session.
Hey, Dave, real quick. I was watching a poker thing, and I saw this guy with a hat that looked like you from everything from the hat down. I'm sitting there like, it's like a professional poker player. So I have to ask.
Did you get my green hat out? There we go. Where's my cover? Uh-oh. Everything's falling off the shelf. There we go. Arrah.
So it wasn't you then.
Thank you for your service, sir.
I was with you last week.
I know. I was watching it.
I fell asleep at the table, remember?
Yep.
You had kind words to say after I left. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, they were only kind because you left.
See you around.
All right. Thanks, Dave. All right. So I feel like I'm going to quick get another person from the basement because they've been down there a while. There's mold down there. So I'm going to hop this guy out of the basement real quick for a quick question. Hey, Jason, what's going on?
Hey, guys.
Hello, Jason. Nice to meet
Rob,
you.
thanks for putting this on. Hobo, congrats on 57. Fantastic. I might be able to get you to take one more shot this evening. That might be, you never know, right?
Yo, it's still light where Jason is. Is he on the West Coast?
I am on the best coast.
Fuck out of here.
Ooh, I know.
Shit.
Go Mariners, right? They might finish last again this year, but you got to support them. But
hey, look, I remember Ken Griffey Jr. played on the Mariners, and I love those shoes. He had the Ken Griffey's, back in the day.
Wasn't that great? Oh, man. I love Griffey. He's one of my favorite.
Understand.
So, Dash, first of all.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic, right? You are a wealth of knowledge. My wife and I are sitting here, and she's like writing stuff down, and she's like, did you know this, and did you know that? And it got me to thinking about mistakes people make, right?
I do.
And not mistakes you make, but mistakes you see other people make, right? So maybe you can talk about maybe the top 3 or just a couple of the mistakes you see people make, right?
Okay. First mistake, I like a pet peeve of mine, cross-contamination. I am a big stickler on wearing gloves. If you ever watch my videos, you see me wearing gloves, changing gloves. And there was one time where I went through almost 60 gloves on a cook. Now, mind you, this was a cook for like 400 or 500 people. So like one touch, a pair of gloves, pulling off, meat, I'm using a pair of gloves, boom, in the trash. And I mean, when I say destroy gloves like an OR, destroyed, I will go through some gloves. Second thing that like drives me crazy is when people take a brisket and they wrap it in a towel and put it into a cooler. That's dumb to me. Because you take the brisket out or you take whatever meat you have out and you put it into a cooler, that cooler is going to, hi, Jason's little one. We're going to include the kids. We're not going to, all right. We are not going to discount the kids. You know, my folks who watch my live streams know my kids, they get in the videos. But putting hot meat from a cooker directly into a cooler is going to continue to cook it more. I want that meat to sit out on the counter and to cool before I'm going to either put it into a refrigerator or I'm going to do what I need to do with it and then put it into a warmer or reheat it.
So when you say to let it cool, I've seen people, you know, like as an example, let's say I'm just using steak as an example. You let the steak rest, they put foil over it. Would you want to foil anything or just let it rest naturally?
No, so I'm going to, you know, and it's one of those things where it's probably determined by your environment or where you are. If you got something that's going to fly around and land on it, then you got to cover it. But I'm going to lightly tent it. I'm going to, you know, you said what now, Rob?
Like a cat?
Yeah, well, you know, if you got a cat that wants to get at your steak, man, you know, the cat's just going to knock it off the counter. Yeah. But the whole thing is I'm going to tent it. I'm going to vent the, you know, whatever it is so that steam can get out and it doesn't cook more. My, you know, I've already cooked it to perfection. I don't want to cook it past where I took it off because, you know, there's going to be carry through or carry over heat. And that's like a pet peeve of mine, seeing people put meat into a cooler. And then I guess the third one is going to be, you know, I talked about it quickly. When people talk about dry brining, there's no such thing. It's just oxymoronic. And I can't get with that terminology. There's no such thing as a dry brine. You have a marinade, you have a cure, and you have brines. Those are, three separate things. And each of them has a definition. And you can't intertwine or intermingle the two. It's like oil and water. They just don't mix. So how can you have a dry brine? By definition, a brine is a liquid solution. So a saline liquid solution. So
you would call that what then? Like if somebody seasons
a quick cure. If you're going to season something and let it rest for a while, then that's a quick cure, especially if it's just salt. Because other than that, you're just seasoning it. You're not marinating it because a marinade is typically going to have some, you know, like a vinegar or something in it, like an acid actually is what the definition of a marinade is from what I looked up. And I just, that's a quick cure. So you know how you cure bacon or you cure, you know, another type of meat to help preserve it. That's what that curing or that's what that salt is going to do, in my opinion. Now, you know, like I said, Hobo, he falls in his sword about the slow and sear. I got mine. All right, I got mine.
Everybody, hey,
yeah.
I have one more question. I know,
no,
and it's regarding turkeys. And
okay,
you know, Thanksgiving comes once a year, and this is kind of the meal that you really can't screw up.
You
right?
can't mess up, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I've heard that you should let a turkey rest as long as you've cooked it.
Hell no.
To let all the juices and everything so that you're not cutting
What?
and so that's a falsehood, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, so all right, I'm gonna answer this one in two parts. Okay, first part is I fry turkeys for my family. There's no way I'm letting a turkey rest for 45 minutes after I fried it because then it'll be cold. And the worst thing you can have is a cold fried anything. All right. Now, I don't know about people who cook turkeys in an oven. I have never, ever cooked a turkey in an oven. I have only ever smoked turkeys or fried turkeys. Now, I will tell you that when I smoke turkeys for my customers, I smoke the turkeys and I will bring them in the house and I will, you know, I set up a table or I have my island in my kitchen that I'll set them out on so that they can cool a little bit before I cover them up in foil. I'll wrap them up and I take them and I deliver them. Now, when they get these turkeys, all they have to do is put them back in the oven and reheat them and warm them back up. That's it. I've never, you know, now could it be that the turkey that I took off first thing in the morning, like, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning might not be the turkey that's warmed up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sure that probably happens, but I've never, as a practice, kept a turkey to cool as long as I've cooked it. Nah, I don't understand the logic behind that one. Okay. And that's just from a cooking science standpoint.
Oh, very helpful. Very helpful. Well, I'll get off of here. Thanks, everyone. Dash.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Fantastic.
Tell your wife I said hello, and the kids, don't push them away, man. Bring them into the cooking too.
Well,
all right, Jason,
I'll bring him in this
channel?
Part, but the after show is NSFW as well.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, but all right. What's your channel, Jason? Do you have a channel, or do you just?
I don't have any videos, but I have. I'm going to do a video one of these days. I promise. And
all right.
Guys will be the first one.
Is that he set us a promise? So that's all right.
It is a promise. It is a
all
promise.
Right, well,
all right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Bye bye.
You too.
Yeah, Jason's a great guy. He's in all of our lives every week.
Okay.
And he hops on sometimes. I'm sure he'll hop onto the after show.
All right.
On another channel. So we have another person in the basement here. This is a return guest. Well, we've had this guest on weekly.
Oh boy.
Very weekly.
Is this somebody I know?
It is.
I feel like it might be.
Hey, Squirrel, what's going on?
Oh man, my head is spinning. I've been drinking all day. Oh man, my world is spinning. How y'all doing? What's that, Rob and Hobo?
What's going on, Squirrel?
Man, I got a lot of questions. Well, not really questions, but more comments. I've been wanting to talk to this guy for a long time. So those of you guys that are in the chat, you better put your damn seatbelts on, because this is gonna be fun. So, oh my God, where do I stop? So, this guy right here, Dash, he names everything. Like, something will have a name, and he gives it another name. So, we can start with his smokers. So, he's got a Traeger, like a Traeger
Tracy
smoker.
Traeger.
And he named that thing. He's got a water cooker, and he put a name on that thing too. He names everything.
I do.
And he ain't done yet. So he's got some cars too. He's got a Volkswagen and a van and stuff. And
yes,
you know, for example, the van already has a name. It's a Ford Econoline, but he goes and names it Vanna. Come on,
yes.
It already has a name.
Because it's a white van.
Rename everything.
Because it's a kitschy thing that I started, and the van was the names actually come from a lot of my subscribers. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily that I'm naming them. It's the community, my family, my barbecue family that names them. So
that's funny. You know, the funniest one is that, like you said earlier, your kids come out of your videos, and sometimes on your lives, and your kids already have names, and you gave them another name.
I sure did.
I can't believe it. This guy right here renames everything.
I sure do. So the reason
number 1, taste
number 2, and taste test number 3, and that's for it. So as a parent, and I'm gonna get serious on you for a second. As a parent, that's for safety reasons, all right? Because everyone knows I live in Baltimore, and if you are in the area and you see one of my kids, you know how the whole don't talk to strangers. Well, hey, such and such, I'm gonna come up to you, and I know your name, I know your parents, so I try to alleviate some of that. That's the reason why I call my taste tester.
I'll be like, taste tester number 1. What's your dad at? I want to see him. I want to shake his hand.
Look. Well, we in Corona. I'm not shaking any hands. I'll give the elbow. That's about it.
Oh man. So
Squirrel, tell me a little bit more about you. I got a couple of really good stories, but
I did want to ask you. So I know that a lot of people in the chat have heard this story, and I kind of wish Keith Bedtag was on so I can see him laugh. Because old Keith Bedtag and I, boy, we get to laugh, and there's no stopping us. I mean, we'll laugh for 5 hours straight. My gut would be hurting, but I got one good story, and I guess maybe you can help me. So,
okay.
My one good story is I've got one nut, okay? I got caught up in a fence, and the farmer, he saved me, but my nut was without blood for a long time, so it dried up and fell off. So, since you like to name everything, like your smokers, your cars, your kids, everything, what name would you give my nut that dried up?
Was it the right nut or the left nut?
It's my right one. So I told this story. Yeah, people say I'd give my right nut to do this, or I'd give my right nut to do that. So, like I told the other guys last week, I believe it was, because I'm heavy on my left side now. So if I want to run straight, I gotta point right. Like I gotta take off right so that I can eventually end up straight.
You're a NASCAR squirrel. That's what you're saying?
I just make left turns. Shit. I'm a nut. Boy, he just made. See what he did?
All right, so then look, I'm gonna call you right nut. We're gonna call you right nut, the Intimidator. All right, after Dale Earnhardt. How about that?
Oh my God. See, I have a name. My name is Squirrel. He just renamed me.
No. I didn't rename you. I said you were like NASCAR, and I'm going to name your right nut. I'm going to rename your right nut the Intimidator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like it. So the other thing is, I was watching a video that I believe you released today, and you said you were burned out, like it's real. And I almost cried. I was like, he's burnt. He really is burnt. Look at him. Yeah.
I almost cried too. I am sad.
Yeah.
I'm not happy right now.
Yeah.
The
best thing you said was, and I think people don't understand, is that you're human. People think that people that are creators on YouTube are subhuman, and that you better put out 2 or 3 videos a week.
Not even that, but nothing hurts.
Yeah.
And the comments, some of the comments, and like I put myself and my kids in my videos, and when people want to come and attack me and or my kids, I take offense to that.
Yeah.
So,
I can see what being burned out looks like, because I'm kind of burned out myself. All I eat every damn day, especially with spring being here, I eat nuts all day long. I'm burned out.
Hopefully you didn't eat the nut that you lost.
Oh, shit. Can you imagine? And what if I liked it? I'd almost tie a rubber band around my other nut and let that sucker fly out.
So is that like a Rocky Mountain nut?
So I can eat the other one too.
Rocky Mountain oyster?
Oh, yeah, like a little oyster. So, like I said, I'm burned out on nuts. I want something new. Like, all we eat is nuts day in and day out. I want to eat, I've eaten squirrels before, but I ate a lot of squirrels when I was younger. Woo, man, the girls love me. But anyway, all we eat is nuts, and I want to try a new food. So, if let's say that we can start this world all over again, and squirrels didn't eat nuts.
Okay.
What do you think, aside from nuts, what do you think squirrels would be eating or could eat aside from nuts?
Maybe I know squirrels are technically a rodent, but maybe other squirrels could. No. I wasn't going to say cheese. I was going to say maybe the squirrels could help quell the other rodent population, like mice and rats. maybe
boy.
you know
they
maybe you
got some
could eat.
vicious teeth. We got some really good teeth as squirrels. We got some, but some of those rats, especially up in Philadelphia, all them old buildings in Philadelphia, there's a lot of big rats over there with big teeth. I think they would take us out. Hey, and since I'm talking about Philadelphia, what's that stadium?
Choose your next words
What's
wisely.
that stadium where the Philadelphia Eagles play at? What's that stadium? What's the name of that stadium?
It's called Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, I heard it's the world's largest gay bar. Boy, let's go Eagles! Yay! Look at him. He got all pissed off. Look at this.
It's better to be pissed off than pissed on what you're about to get pissed on.
I've been pissed off before. There's a lot of drunk people at the park. They just want to piss on everything. And if I'm having my lunch, boy, I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? I'm having my lunch here. Go piss somewhere else. Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right. Well, it was good chatting with you. And Dash, keep your damn head up, man. Don't let people get to you. Take your little burnout break and come back.
Yep. All right. Yes, sir.
All right,
What was your name again?
Squirrel. NASCAR Squirrel.
All right. There you go. Embrace it.
Yeah.
I feel like we should.
I'm not sure who it was, but I want you to know it's a YouTuber that has probably been subscribed to you for a long time and respects you. And you've been subscribed for a while.
I feel like we should dash about this beforehand.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sorry, I'm like mentally going through my brain on who that was, and I'm like,
So anyway, so do we have any questions from the chat, Hobo?
I have not seen any, other than like shit that doesn't pertain to the conversation.
Yeah, I saw some as we were going through, but I think they were probably answered.
When I went up and got food, I had to eat.
No. I think it was earlier, and they probably were answered already. If you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and answer, or go ahead and answer them. Go ahead and ask them.
Ask them.
Just answer how you think Dash would answer, and then we don't have to have a show.
Yeah, wait, just answer how you think I would, and then I'll come up with the question.
Yeah, Dash would just
like Jeopardy,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So you're married. Right?
Yes, I am.
What's the thing your wife think is the most annoying thing about you?
The most annoying thing about me. She thinks I'm disorganized, but I have I lay stuff out, right? I am a visual person, and if it's hidden, it's forgotten. So where I want to put things out so that I can see them and access them easily. She wants to put things away and put things in drawers and other things like that. I forget where stuff is. So I can't put things away. I need to spread things out and lay things out. Or out of sight, out of mind for me. But that's like one of the we go back and forth about that. Aside from the fact that I'm a fan of the dark. Like I can sit in a dark room all day long and be fine. Where she's like, I have to open up and I have to open up the blinds and I have to see the world and this and other. And so those are like the top two things that I think that if she were asked like one of the things that what she doesn't like about me, that those would probably be in the top 5. Let's put it that way. Because I have my flaws.
Yeah, like nighttime, I love the dark. But daytime, if the sun's out there, I gotta have everything open and just be like, let the sun in because it's the sun.
Nope. Dude, the sun gives me I can go outside, and on a day where I've been inside and my office at work, I keep the lights off in my office, and I have a light over my desk, right? And that's all the light that I need. And when my coworker comes in, I'm in my desk at 6:00. She comes in about 10:15, and she turns the lights on. I'm like,
I think you're gonna say trip over stuff because I can't see.
No. I mean, there's light. Ricer.
I put that up because I didn't want it to scroll by.
If I could only keep one smoker, which one would it be? Since I have cash in hand, I'm going to keep Vicky the vertical smoker. She has been like my most versatile smoker and my go-to because majority of the cooks that I have and I can accomplish with Vicky. If I have something bigger, then I'll pull Bernadette out or pull Bernadette out, or I'll pull out Bessie. But right now, Bessie is in disrepair because of the pandemic. I haven't used her, so she's like rusting away, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to replace it. So there'll be a new smoker coming soon-ish.
Hey, there's Smoking
Joe. Somehow I it should say Smoking Joe's Pit and Squirrel, imitations.
Oh,
wait, what'd you say?
I said it should say Smoking Joe's Pit and Squirrel imitations.
I don't know. We don't know.
I'm grasping at straws here. I'm trying. I'm like,
So Patriot Barbecue says, I got one. What do you think about the guys that are butterflying briskets?
Who the hell butterflies a brisket? Well, are they butterflying them or are they cutting them apart? Brian, like, come on, like, because I've seen people take the point in a flat and separate them, but I've never seen someone butterfly a brisket. Like, really? Is that really a thing?
I don't know. I'm going off what he says. Like, I know him well enough to know it's not complete and made up utter bullshit. He's seen it somewhere.
I don't know. We're talking about Brian here. I don't know. He's kind of questionable. That's the man that only wears open-toe shoes and cooks on the smokers and stuff.
I see you in the basement. We're going to answer this next question, then we'll bring you up.
What kind of cooker are you still dreaming of that you haven't gotten for one reason or another? I actually want a Lone Star Grill insulated cabinet because I have Bernadette and I see the potential in the insulated cabinets. It's just my insulated cabinet doesn't run as well as I need it to. So between the Lone Star Grill's insulated cabinet and or a Myron Mixon insulated cabinet, those are like the top two wants. And then I have other wants, like, I want a smoker from, hold on one second. I want a smoker from Backline Fab, just because I met Ryan and talked to Ryan and hung out with Ryan, and I've seen built quality of the things that he does. And I have a sticker, it's on my cup, but my cup is in the other room. And then, of course, we've all like been like this, like fangirling about Moberg smokers. So, that would be another one. And then the only reason I haven't gotten any of those smokers is it all boils down to money. Like I'm a regular guy, man. My business runs itself. Everything in goes right back out for the most part. And, I don't have the disposable income that a lot of other guys do. And, I can't afford to buy X number of $1,000 Yoders and, X number of $1,000, this or that. Like every smoker I have, I've gotten either by chance. I've gotten some smokers for free. I've been gifted some smokers, some cookers. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm very fortunate or in a fortunate position. But the next one is going to be a big one. And I got to find a way to pull the trigger, literally.
All right, real quick, Charles Owens or Mike Quick?
Ooh, you're tugging at my 80s kid heartstrings here.
I mean, Owens played through Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but he didn't play. He played in a Super Bowl that we didn't win.
Well, yeah.
Quick was Mike, or was Mike Quick or Owens, right? I'm gonna go Mike Quick. It was Mike Quick or Terrell Owens, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go Mike Quick because Mike Quick and Cunningham, that was my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Terrell Owens, he did his thing. Like, he came to the team and he was a superstar that we needed at the time. But he he came in the McNabb era, and there wasn't enough.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go with my childhood, Randall Cunningham and Mike Quick, man. I was actually talking to somebody about the 80s Eagles. Yeah.
No.
Everett says, dude, T.O. played on a broken leg just to play in that game. He said, a freaking legend. Yeah, but I mean,
he didn't get it done though.
He was a prima donna. That takes a little bit away. When you are not all about your team first and you're about yourself first and making a big deal about everything. Nah, I'm cool. Again, I am an Eagles fan through and through. I'm not one of these people. Now I'll tell you, I am not one of these people that can memorize every player's jersey number and knows all of the stats on everything like that, man. Yeah. I watch the games and I watch from game 1 through game 16. I don't do the whole preseason stuff, man. I don't care about who we draft and everything like that, man. Game time, game 1, that's when I'm watching. So, Keith is back.
Keith, might have a bonus question or something. I'm not sure.
All right, so I'm researching shit about Philadelphia to ask you a question. But you made 2 comments that stopped me.
Uh-oh.
I spent 25 years in restaurants cooking.
Okay.
You went through 60 fucking gloves in one cook.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a bucket, water, bleach, and a towel?
All right, so here's the problem with that.
Just saying.
So Keith, let me explain why. I can tell you why I went through so many gloves.
You already did.
No. I did.
That's another one. You had to get a new glove.
Keith, listen to what I'm about to tell you. All right. And I want you to hear me out. So just hold on.
I'm listening.
I do not touch mixed meats with the same glove. If I'm cooking pork, I use it to touch pork. If I'm cooking brisket, I'm using it to cook brisket. Now, the only exception to that is when I'm loading my smoker. I will touch, usually I will touch I will touch beef or chicken before I touch pork, and then I'll throw the gloves away. But if I'm pulling meat off of the smoker and I have one pork shoulder to pull off or one brisket to pull off, that's 2 gloves and I'm pulling 1 pork shoulder. That's 2 gloves and I'm pulling 1 brisket. I'm going to change gloves in between touching the pork and the brisket because I want to keep those meats separate. I myself don't eat pork, so I want to try and keep all of the. Are you rolling your eyes because I don't eat pork? I'm sorry.
Don't eat pig. What the fuck's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? Keith, I'm fat, and it's for health reasons. I mean, you can't give me grief because I'm trying to live longer.
I will say this: if you're handling raw pig or raw chicken, okay,
yes,
I can understand that. But once it's cooked, you're not going to cross-contaminate anything by pulling it off the grill.
So let me ask you this, Keith: if someone has a religious dietary restriction, don't
come to my house. Because we eat pig.
But Keith, I'm trying to get you to understand that not everyone, But you're taking it lightly, but I take it seriously.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I've had people who want, I've had Hasidic Jews have asked me to cook for them, and I'm like, I honestly can't. Because I've cooked pork in the cookers, all of my cookers for the most part. And I know that they are not going to eat anything that has had anything. Now, I've had Muslims that I cook for, and I will say, listen, I will clean my smoker out really well, but I'm going to let you know that I've cooked pork in here. I'm not going to cook pork at the same time, but some people are okay with it and other people aren't. So I'm going to respect their dietary and religious dietary restrictions. And I'm going to make sure that I'm mentally, okay, if I'm touching beef, I can touch beef and chicken. If I'm touching pork, I'm only touching pork and I'm taking the gloves off and throwing them away.
Right.
All right.
No, I
Because
understand that, and I respect you for your thoughts on that.
yeah, well, I mean, I think, and that's it. I'm thinking of the other folks, the other people, and then that's one thing that I wish that I would see more is, you know, when people, like when I cook, I also, if you ever see me load my smoker, pork is always underneath everything else, because I don't want any pork dripping onto any beef or any chicken, because that defeats the purpose of me separating the meats if I'm going to have the pork juices dripping onto the beef or the chicken. I think Hobo, are you agreeing with me over there, or are you just like this is crazy?
In my house, if we're going to have 3 layers of food cooking, the chicken's going to be on the bottom. I don't want no chicken juices dripping down on anything.
No, sir. All right, so here's my take on that, right? Is the chicken going to finish first, or is the chicken going to finish last?
It doesn't matter. It still has to cook. It has to cook, and it's going
the temperature of the chicken.
It's going to drop fucking juices down on everything else.
But the chicken will finish before any beef or chicken will cook, or any beef or pork will cook. And you're going to take any chicken juices that drip on anything else, and you will cook them past any like bacterial or any sort of any sort of hazardous anything.
Speak up, Hobo.
So 2 things. Number 1, I have people taunting me whether they're gonna fucking send super shots or not. Game on. The important thing is that chicken breast or whatever thigh on the top shelf, by the time that juice drops down, it's already hit 165 because it's just
exactly.
I just don't. In my mind, I don't feel safe like that. We don't need to get in the whole.
Eat runny eggs? Hold on. But will you eat runny eggs?
No, I only eat eggs scrambled or in an omelet. That's the only way.
Okay, all right. Because it cracks me up. People like, I want a well done steak, but then they want runny eggs with their well done steak. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, this ain't got to do with my question, but I'll ask you one simple question, and you can tell me yes or no. You eat this Taylor pork roll shit?
No.
It's pork.
No, you don't eat it. Why?
Because it's pork.
No, your answer should have been because it's fucking nasty. So, but I'll accept the pork. I'll accept it. I'll give you credit for that.
Because it's nasty.
While I was researching Philadelphia, you made a comment. You made a comment about a baseball player.
Yes.
Do you remember that baseball player?
A baseball player or a football player?
No, it was baseball. That's why I stopped my research, because you made a comment about him.
About Ken Griffey Jr.?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
You said you was a fan of his.
I was a fan of his shoes. I used to work at a retailer, and I like his shoes. That's what I said. I said I like the shoes.
Okay, I missed the shoes part.
No problem.
Let me get to my question.
Okay.
Evidently, he sponsored shoes.
Yes, Nikes.
He sponsored a whole lot of other shit too, or
okay.
That had his name or likeness on all kinds of shit. One of the things that they made that he authorized and they sold, it had his likeness on it and his name on it. He was allergic to. Can you tell me what that was?
What's up with this shit? How do you even fucking Google that? We're on an FBI watch.
No. This ain't no fucking Google question. Give me 6 hours and I can go find the real fucking evidence and I can prove it. But I got to dig through all kinds of shit to find it, and 1,000 fucking boxes.
This is like an episode of Law and Order now, Keith.
A candy bar, some candy.
Yes. What candy bar was it?
Baby Ruth.
Probably something that had peanuts in it, if I had to guess.
No.
Oh.
Hobo,
he's allergic to chocolate. It's just straight chocolate.
Yes.
What?
Ken Griffey Jr. is allergic to chocolate.
So I can tell you that I had an allergic reaction to chocolate when I was a kid.
Somewhere in the other room, I have a card. Well, I got 100 boxes full of baseball cards and shit.
Okay.
But I do have a Ken Griffey chocolate bar in there, if not two.
Wow.
Yeah. It came wrapped in a blue paper, had his name and a likeness of him on it. And
nice.
Yes, he was allergic to chocolate, but yet he authorized them to sell that chocolate bar.
Look, listen, I don't eat pork, but I sell the hell out of it.
I'm Hobo. I'm going to give him the credit for that answer because he did say candy bar.
So
and then he finished it up with chocolate. So,
Plus, you got those three questions on the Philly firsts.
Yeah, I've asked him 9 questions. He's got 3 of them. So, Okay, one more thing, and then I'm out of here. If the squirrel ever comes back and asks you if they reinvented the world, what should squirrels eat?
Yes.
That's an easy fucking answer.
What's that?
Corn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Squirrels eat field corn,
Yeah, that's a good one. That is true.
It's fun with you. I don't know if Hobo's going to make you a shirt or not, but just for the amount of time I had with you and the fun.
Yes, sir. Well, look, you are going to have me doing some research on Philadelphia first, and I'm going to learn some Philadelphia first.
One last question, then I'm out of here.
Okay.
The cheesesteak.
Yes.
Did the first one come with cheese or no cheese?
The what?
Did the first cheesesteak come with cheese or no cheese? I don't believe so. I think it has something to do with the like a world. I want to say it was like around a war that the cheesesteak was invented, and it did not originally have cheese on it.
It was it Pat's was the first one? Came out in the 30s, and then Geno's came out in the 60s. Is that right? Or is it the other way around?
Well, they're not really the real ones.
Well, that's what's credited for the real one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the first one that came out in the 30s, it did not have cheese.
Yeah. I think that was a more modern day interpretation. Definitely.
It's been fun, dude.
Yeah, I can dish it just as well as I can take it, Keith, man. I appreciate you hanging out and definitely, but dude, man, some of your questions there are like past left field. Like, come on, for real.
They're there for a reason.
I hear you. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing some research and finding out some. I just did some, searching about, Philadelphia first. The first almanac was printed in Philadelphia. The first paper mill was established in Philadelphia. The first presbytery in the United States was Philadelphia. It was Presbyterian Ministries. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. The first fire engine was built by any municipality for public purpose was in Philadelphia. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here.
See, Rob, I'm doing good. Even the guests are fucking Googling facts while they're listening to you talk.
Sure enough. The Philadelphia Hospital, the oldest in America, was established in connection with the Philadelphia Almshouse. Okay. I mean, I am definitely learning some stuff. Oh, the first voluntary fire company, it says.
Volunteer fire department, yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. This has been a good one, Rob. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith, man. Definitely.
Keith makes you think.
Yeah, man. He keeps it interesting. And
I took Jason. I hate
Jason. Is Jason Cleveland the Jason that we spoke to?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I think he needs to move to Cleveland with a name like Cleveland and not be out on the West Coast.
All right, so Dash.
Yes, sir.
What is a authentic Philly cheesesteak, and what does it not get on it?
All right, so an authentic cheesesteak. Okay, first and foremost, it needs to be on an Amoroso roll or Amoroso bun. Okay. Now, however you prefer or you like your cheesesteaks is how authentic it can be. Now, some of the toppings that are available are fried onions, cheese whiz, provolone cheese, American cheese, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and ketchup. Now, you can do with those things as you will.
I don't know about
Optional.
mayonnaise. But,
just because you don't like mayonnaise, don't take that away from me. Okay, don't take that away. Like I said, those are optional toppings that you can choose to put on your steak. Those
what about peppers?
So I like peppers on my steak. Okay, but
Wait,
I
hold
like
on.
hot peppers. I like hot peppers. Hot peppers. I like hot peppers on my steaks. Okay, not green peppers or red peppers.
All right, now my argument's always been a cheesesteak can have whatever you want. Bacon, pepperoni,
peppers. No bacon on a cheesesteak. No.
Cheesesteak can have whatever you want on it. Philly cheesesteak only gets cheese, meat, and optionally onions.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree. Because I would like a little bit more in-depth of a flavor. I don't want a dry ass sandwich. And if I want mayonnaise and ketchup on my sandwich, then I'm going to get mayonnaise and ketchup on my sandwich.
I mean, you could put that on once it's made. You're welcome to put that on there.
Nah, you gotta put
in your own home.
The mayo. No, man, at home. Come on, son.
Once you get home,
no. I'm not gonna put mayonnaise on top of the no. Mayonnaise is a condiment that needs to be buried into the meat, into the bread. It has to be bread, mayo, cheese. Boom, in that order.
So if you went to D'Alessandro's right now, is there mayo on their cheesesteaks?
Yes, there is. You can order mayonnaise on the cheesesteak.
I mean, if you just said, "Give me Philly cheesesteak," are they going to put mayo on it?
They don't. Okay, so they don't. You know, in Philadelphia, you don't call anything a Philly cheesesteak. And I'm going to order. So I'm going to order a triple cheesesteak. If I go there, I'm going to ask for a cheesesteak with onions, and I'm going to tell them what toppings I would like on my steak. I was actually, when was I there last? I was there at D'Alessandro's about a month or two ago, and I ordered my steak. I got mayo on it with salt, pepper, ketchup. I got hot peppers fried in with my steak, no onions, and I got cheese whiz, American and provolone. That's how I like my cheesesteak. Now, one thing that I will say does not belong on a cheesesteak at all is lettuce and tomato. That's a cheesesteak hoagie. Do not dare call a cheesesteak and it start off by having lettuce and tomato on it. There's the two separate things, brother. You can't.
I kind of thought we were closer on that whole thing. I thought we had like a barn, going.
It's okay. I look. I understand. It's all right, And listen, I have my stance on the cheesesteak, and and you know what? So Jason put up another couple bucks. So you know what?
You guys are both 2 behind now.
I know it.
Oh shit! Hold on.
And does anybody see that the lights behind me changing every time there's another super chat?
Jason's going to have to unask more than 99 cents. It's not going to work at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to become a greedy whore.
All right, so look, I got another 2 years. Right, so this is number 5 and 6. So I'm going to catch up. So hold on a second. Oh.
I just did another one, fella.
I put my beer in the freezer, so now I got to get a straw because it's frozen.
Rewatch the tape. I am caught up on everything except for Jason's last.
All right, so there's Jason's. Thank you, Jason. More money going to.
I'll give you a sip out of this.
Make a
bourbon, anyways. At this point,
make a wish, yeah. All right, so I took a couple big gulps.
You got a straw going on that one.
Yeah, it was frozen. I put them in the freezer, and I've been talking to y'all for so long that.
And we got Colin. We got Collins going on.
All right.
I did Collins. I'm stuck at Joe's at this point.
So you know, one of the other things, Jason asked a question about like pet peeves, and one of my other pet peeves is people who put bacon in everything. Bacon in everything is cheating.
What? I just made a new collab. Better with bacon.
Nope. Nope. Well,
I mean, you're not allowed to say that because you're a non-pork guy. So,
but that's the thing. I get pissed about people who want to take something that's good on its own and then add bacon to it. Now I can't have it. So now you're just dangling the carrot in front of my face, and you know I mean, listen, it's a choice that I don't eat.
I know, yeah.
Okay, and there are times when I do, like this past weekend. But usually I can count on one hand and typically one finger how many times I eat pork in a year, and it has to be something like when I made the first porchetta.
Right. My
wife and my son were ranting and raving about it so much that I was like, you know what? I gotta try it. And I was like, my health be damned for the day. And you know how it's just one of those things where every now and again I like I said, in the past year I've had pork twice. Aside from like accidental porkings, is that still PG? Are we in the after show? But
now we got Joey, STD podcast. I think Hobo already got that one too. But.
Man, look, I'm almost finished my 5th beer, even though it's through a straw because it's like partially frozen. So I'm sorry about that.
You left them in there too long.
Mm-hmm. It was
right, so let me planning. Let me put the StreamYard link in here in case anybody.
It was poor planning on my part. I didn't put beer in the refrigerator early this morning, so I cheated and put it in the freezer. But obviously, you know, after like 4 hours, they're starting to freeze.
Yeah. So Patriots wondering, do they make a surf and turf cheesesteak in Philly?
I've seen places that have like shrimp on that they will add shrimp on a cheesesteak, and I mean I can't say that I've ever had one, but I like surf and turf. So you know, give me some steak and give me some shrimp, or give me some steak and give me some lobster tails. I'm with it, but you will not find that at a traditional cheese steakery in Philadelphia. Yeah. You'll find it outside of Philadelphia with somebody trying to get bold and new and different. Nah, but that's gimmicky.
What's the best non-Pats and Geno's place in Philly to get a cheesesteak?
So growing up, I would say Pagano's, which is on Ogons Avenue, but as of late, I'm gonna have to say D'Alessandro's is up there. I don't get up to Philly that often, and I haven't been to Philly nearly as much as I would like to. I was typically up there, you know, once every month or two before. But in this past year, I've been to Philly like 2 times, 3 times. Excuse me, at the absolute most. And one of those was because of for a memorial, my grandmother passed away.
Ah, shit. That sucks.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah. And if you're in Wildwood, have you been to Russo's?
No. So, I won't say as a kid, but when I was younger, my wife and I, we used to go down to Wildwood way more often than we do or have as of late. But recently, one of the first times we took a vacation, just us, without our kids, we went to Wildwood and we had an absolute ball. We didn't do much of anything. We just kind of hung out in Wildwood, and it was a good time. You know, Wildwood was one of the first places where we were like boyfriend and girlfriend that we went. And it, you know, Wildwood will always have the boardwalk, and Wildwood will always have a special place for us. Actually, when we got married, we, you know, of course, we made a playlist, a music CD, you know, and on the CD, we had pictures from basically our first real date, like our first getaway date, from one of those photo booths in Wildwood. Hey, Keith, thank you very much, man. Definitely appreciate the banter. I would love, you know, Keith, I do a live stream on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m., you know, shameless plug. And Keith, if you want to come and give me grief on my own live stream, I welcome it.
Oh, there you go.
I don't do the StreamYard thing, so we can't talk necessarily because I'm a one-man show, and I've seen that using StreamYard, you kind of have one person that has to read the comments, one person to engage the guest. But so when I do my live stream, I make sure that I talk to every single person and I answer every question, and we definitely shoot the breeze and we drink plenty of these.
You know
Typically, I'm doing shots of moonshine too.
There was another catchphrase. Hold on. And it was this guy. I was watching one of his videos the other day.
Cheesesteaks home and freeze them like your beer. No. No, I don't freeze cheesesteaks. Cheesesteaks have a shelf life of like a day, 24 hours at the absolute most. Yeah. Like you can't, like, so I used to go, there's a spot, again, this is on another spot on Ogontz Avenue. It's further down Ogontz Avenue from Pagano's, but it's called the Hoagie Factory. And when you go to the Hoagie Factory.
Steak and Hoagie Factory?
No, it's just called the Hoagie Factory.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's at like 62nd in Ogontz, I think. Something like that.
Right.
So, but they will put it, like if you tell them you're traveling with it, they will wrap the bun separate from all of the condiments and the meat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so you can get they'll take your bun and they'll kind of wrap it in like, you know, saran wrap type deal, and they'll take your meat and they'll wrap it in saran wrap so they keep it separate so your meat and all your condiments won't get your bun soggy, and that's the best.
Your Amoroso bun.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is,
I saw somebody had a question about if I went to the stadium. I didn't get a chance to read that.
Oh yeah, I'll put that up in a second. So, what I was going to say, catchphrases. You were saying your catchphrase earlier.
Hey yo.
So I'm hungry. I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he was like, "It ain't hard. We're in the backyard." And I'm gonna have to try to stop myself from saying that in my next video because I don't want to steal. But that was a good.
It's so funny that I won't say everybody, but we all need a catchphrase. Like my catchphrase definitely is to, you know, like to start my videos was saying, "Hey yo," all right. Yeah. It's just like boom, all right. And I won't say as of late, but I have it in my intro, so I don't say it like as fluidly as I used to because I put it like I found a good one and I put it in the intro. But like in the end of the videos, I used to say, if you like what you saw, if you learned something, please leave me a comment down below. And I kind of got away from doing that too, but I need to bring that one back because it kind of just reminds folks that, you know, we need comments. Like the YouTube is, you know, what? Hobo shaking his head.
I'm laughing at Shane's comment, Hobo's biggest fan.
All right. So I'm like, wait, you don't agree? But you know, YouTube favors it when there's interaction. So, you know, we need that interaction in the videos, and commenting on the video, it does help. You want to do something to help to support, you can comment on the video.
Yeah. Do you know Pickles? Pickles
What'd
barbecue?
You say? I know Pickles.
Hey, how about you go?
No, what I was going to say is I always give people shit because every live stream I hop on, I give a thumbs down, and everybody knows it's me.
Yeah.
And everybody freaks. The newer channels freak out, and then I go, you know,
that thumbs down. It's interaction. Yep, it's interaction. I won't say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't. I'm a person too, man. I have feelings.
Yeah.
I only want positive feedback.
I know, but if you get a video where you get 38 thumbs up or 138 thumbs up, doesn't matter, and 0 thumbs down, you feel like you've done something.
Look, you know what's so funny? That video I put up today, which was, it was like truly, it's from the heart. Like I was talking about the fact that I'm just not in a good place. Like to make videos for YouTube right now, I'm not in a good place. Like, and when I looked earlier, I had 100% likes. I had no dislikes, and I was like, wow, this is kind of weird. Like a video of me cooking brisket, I'll get dislikes, but a video of me talking about the fact that, YouTube burnout is real and no one took a chance to shit on me about it. So I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah. That was like an easy lob for somebody to be like, oh, you're a punk, you're a baby, you're a crybaby, whatever. And, I think it speaks volumes because it's real. I mean, it happens. It's true. So like Hobo, like real talk, how many days in a row do you think you can live stream for?
So I have to make it to 60 for Keith.
Okay.
He's got a thing planned. I think it's Tuesday is when that works out. My birthday's Saturday, which is going to be a hard leap to fucking cross over.
Well, happy birthday early because,
Thank you.
How old are you going to be, Hobo?
22. Or 42.
Okay, Taylor. All right, Taylor.
Frosted 22.
We're not going to talk about grays, okay?
Edison bulbs up here.
Because I'd have more grays. You'd see more grays if I didn't shave my head and it was down real low. And I'm overdue for a shave. I've just been lazy and I haven't shaved this week. Trust me, had I really put thought into planning out this week, I would have shaved. Like normally I shave on Wednesdays prior to my live stream, and that keeps me honest. Shaving once a week.
No, so we're talking catchphrases. So I was asking, Pickles, right? Pickles.
Yep.
What's his catchphrase?
I don't know Pickles' catchphrase, to be completely honest. I mean, I've watched a couple of videos, but I don't watch enough of Pickles' videos. I've seen, seen and heard about his legendary live streams, but I haven't watched as many videos of Pickles as I would like to admit.
Yeah. So what's in the chat? Oh, somebody already got it. In the chat, anybody else want to?
I feel like I need to cheat and go to
my people. That's a catchphrase I thought of in my head there. I know. It's just one that stuck out to me. He says that every time he starts a video, my people.
I have heard him say that, but I didn't realize that was his catchphrase just because I didn't watch it enough to put one and one together.
I don't know if it's really his catchphrase or not, but I'm just calling it that.
Okay.
So we got any more questions from the chat for Dash? We have somebody in the basement again, and then we'll probably wrap this up pretty soon and go to the after show.
I'm afraid. Who is it going to be?
Oh no,
you're gonna get another rodent in the chat.
You're very familiar with this basementer.
Oh man, he lost his hat.
You must have thought of something new.
I lost my hat, Dash. No questions for you. I got a comment for you.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to give Hobo his comment. I'm going live Monday for your 60th.
I thought it was Tuesday.
No, it's Monday. It's the 29th of March. Okay.
Here's 57. It's Thursday. Yeah, he's right.
58, 59, 60.
I'm right.
So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, Sunday.
I can count. Today is 57, which is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, 58.
Wait a minute.
50.
Slow down. You're talking too fast for me.
Okay. So today is Thursday.
I looked at my phone and it says it's the 25th on Thursday.
I'm telling you, February must have messed you up.
My calendar on my phone. Right. Well, what the fuck? It tells me today is Thursday the 25th.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know where Hobo got his 57 from. He changed that number. So you're telling me I have to do this?
Just add a new number every time I go live.
Yeah, no, your 60th is supposed to be on Monday, and everybody knows that.
We'll make it our 60, whatever number.
Right.
61.
We'll make it Sunday.
We'll make it 61 on Monday.
Do what? 61?
We'll make it 61. Yeah. Fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Rob, you hear that?
Yeah. So Monday we can do it and say he's accomplished 60.
Yeah. It'll be 61 on Monday.
Because he's in the 61st one. Yeah.
He's working on
Hobo changed the number on us.
Yeah.
Dash.
Sorry with my math.
Dash,
yes, sir, Keith.
About YouTube burnout.
Yes.
Just a few quick comments, and then I'm going to bed.
No, you're not. You're going to hang out with us for longer.
You heard that like 2 hours ago. Yeah. Last question. Now I got to go.
Now, if you get comments about your cooking, that's one thing.
Yes.
When you get comments about yourself personally or your family,
yes,
that's over the fucking line. Okay,
I agree.
That's over the line, and sometimes you have to step up. Sometimes you don't have to step up. Other people will step up for you.
I agree. I definitely agree. You know what? So, like I said, I a lot of people call the folks that watch their videos their community. I don't. You guys are my friends and my family. Like no bullshit. Like no bullshit. We have the SDS, the Steel Drum Smokers Barbecue family, and I talk about that. I don't talk about it as much in the videos when I'm filming, but I talk about that when I am doing the live streams. And there are a few people when somebody gets out of pocket or steps out of pocket, like I try to be the bigger person because I'm very fluent in internet, and I can answer some sarcasm with some sarcasm. I can be a dick, and I can all of those things, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the bigger person, and I have people for that. One of those type things. I don't have to be that guy. I got somebody that'll do that, and I have people that read my comments. And they're like, whoa, you're not going to talk to him that way. Whoa, you're not going to disrespect him that way because he's putting himself out there speaking about me and you know what? How about this? Before you give him shit about something you didn't like in his video, you prove him wrong. You show him a better way to do it. And, a lot of times where I took it personally, I had a video of me talking about cooking a brisket, right? And for whatever reason, people picked up on this video. And I got this one guy said, on behalf of the entire state of Texas, you're doing it wrong. You fucked up. And I'm like, well, I didn't know the entire state of Texas gave you the authority to comment on my YouTube video that I messed up. But because you did, thanks. I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah. But that's the whole thing. You have to be, Rob, I'm sure and I know Hobo, because the way people attacked you about oh man, look, see, Ricer done brought it up. Man, I had this hater. His name was Lloyd, and we have a running joke that Lloyder's gonna Lloyd, okay? As opposed to saying haters gonna hate, we say Lloyder's gonna Lloyd, okay? But Hobo, I know that some backlash happened with your slow and sear video. Did it happen with the slow and sear video? Backlash?
Yeah, Hobo.
Okay. All right. I guess that's my answer. Okay. And you know what?
He ever did.
But you know what? I mean, the point I'm trying to make, the long and the short of it is, you're absolutely correct. And I'm a big boy though. Okay, so I can take care of myself. And there are sometimes I pride myself on not blocking people. I want you to comment on my videos.
Right.
I want you to go ahead and get out of pocket. I want you to show me, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you noticed this, Keith. I'm black, okay? I want you to show me that. I know. I want you to show me that you're racist. I want you to show me that you're a bigot. I want you to show me those things because now I can say, okay, I'm gonna. You show me your true colors, and that's what it is. And if you hate on me or hate on my kids or hate on what I do, hating on what I do or how I cook something is one thing, but like just like hate. Nah, nope. I ain't got time for that.
Okay. In the first part, you didn't know the Indian tribe was Delaware.
No, I did not.
So we ain't talking about racism here, okay? But I want to say this.
So I can tell you, I am a product of the Philadelphia School District, okay?
Well, that's
and maybe
problem,
I know. Maybe I was failed, okay? All right, maybe I was failed, but I don't, don't put it past me because I did not know that the Delaware Indian tribe was,
What I was going to tell you was,
yes, sir.
Several years ago, I did a video, and the old ladies in some of my videos, and I would put the video up, and I went to bed, and I got the next morning, and there was a shit ton of comments on there, and a whole lot of them was talking shit about the old lady, and they were talking nasty fucking shit, man. I mean, really fucking nasty, just unheard of.
Yep.
And I saw that comment, and then I seen like a half a dozen comments underneath it. Like, dude, you don't know these people, man. We do.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and you can't be.
You're new here. You're new here. You don't have the right to
like this shit.
Yep.
And
you know what?
I have banned very few people from my channel because I'm like you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You don't like what I'm doing? Tell me how I'm doing it wrong. Okay.
Yep. Show me a better way.
Personal. Yeah, let's not get personal about it.
Nah. I get it.
I'll go there with you, and I'll you know that's fucked up.
Yep.
As far as YouTube burnt out, been there, done that.
Yeah.
I've been at this for 8 fucking years, man. Doing at least a video a week for 8 years.
Yeah.
Some weeks I did 3 videos, So I've done a shit ton, and sometimes I'm fucking done,
Yeah.
So I gotta take a break.
Yep.
Right now, I am having more fun with my lives.
Yeah.
Like I'm here with Rob. I've been on lives with Hobo for probably 30 of his last 60 days.
Yes.
And I'm going live. I'm trying to go live like twice a week now.
Okay.
And I'm fucking loving that part of it.
The live streams give you, the live streams give you that two-way communication.
Yeah.
Versus when you're filming, you have to kind of say, hey, is someone going to like this? Is someone going to appreciate this? But the live, you get that instant gratification and instant feedback where someone says, yo, like I had a ball on a live stream. Like when we're laughing and joking and cutting it up and having an absolute, a good time, there is, oh, look, Rob got 3 beers. Shit.
Now, I'll say this, and I'm going to get out of here.
Whatever, man. Like I said, you're welcome to stay, man. I like you, Keith.
I'm not in YouTube to become rich and famous, okay? I'm here to have fun.
Yep.
And show people how to cook.
Yeah.
I'm not a barbecue channel, I've got smokers and grills, but I'm not a barbecue channel. But I know my way around the kitchen. So
you don't look like it, Keith. What, tell me your secret. Because those of us who know our way around the kitchen, we get fat. What's up?
Oh, you just can't see it, man.
Okay. All right.
Every other day, the old lady tells me, man, your beard just gets bigger and bigger. But yeah, so when I make a video, I'm not making it for you to enjoy it. I'm not making it for you to laugh at it. I'm making it for you to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
You may not like the ingredients that I use.
Mm-hmm.
You can always substitute something.
Oh my gosh, man. I don't understand why people have to think everything you say is gospel. It's not.
Trust me, that's gospel. What I say is not gospel.
You know, when you cook something, you know, that's like people get mad at me because I don't tell people what I'm seasoning my food with, and I don't do that on purpose. I don't tell people what I'm seasoning my food with because what you like is going to be different from what I like. And all you have to do is figure out what the fuck you like and do that. I'm going to show you how to cook something.
So I'm going to cook a lot of pig.
You know what? Well, Keith, you got it. And I can cook some pig for you. All right. It's just, now I'm not saying I don't like pig. I'm just saying I don't eat it. All right. Because I be damn, man, pork and bacon, and it's fucking cheating when you put bacon on everything.
But yeah, man, if you get burnt out, just take a break.
Yep. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to do that.
With you, let your friends take up for you. They will do that.
Okay.
And like I have said, you know, it pisses me off to no end to hear people talk about us as a community. We are not a fucking community. We are a family.
Yeah, definitely.
And we look after one another more than your brothers and sisters look after you.
You know, because we see each other way more and talk to each other way more than, I mean, I have two brothers, all right? And one of my brothers I don't talk to very often, and that's partially my own fault. But it's one of those things where no news for me is good news, right? And I have my own shit going on. I got my family stuff going on, my work stuff going on, my YouTube stuff going on, my business stuff going on. And it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if something happens or if you need to let me know something, call me. Stop me in my tracks, and I will stop doing whatever it is I'm doing and put down and focus on talking to you while I need to, right? But at the same time, we are family. But the whole deal is I got shit to do, right? And it's nothing, I'm not nothing personal. Like, it's not that I don't love you you know, or I don't want to talk to you, but I got stuff I got to do. You know, I'm trying to handle my own business, but you know, every now and again we need to stop and just say,
take a break. Just take a break. Take a fucking break. You know, it'll be there when you come back in a month.
Yeah, well,
yeah. So it'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, you're gonna hang out with us for the after show. We're gonna hit that pretty soon here.
I'm getting out of here, Rob. You post that link for me. Don't send it to me on the phone. That's too difficult.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you on the split phone
tonight, man. I've had fun with you tonight, man.
Well, look, man, I'm a party in itself. So I always have a good time wherever I go. I'm a people person.
Like a great guy told me once, man. You ain't got a channel unless you got haters.
Oh yeah, man, shit.
Once you got haters, you know you made it. You know?
Cat Williams said it best. If you got one hater, you need to get two.
Yeah. Hey, the way I look at it, it's just the other fucking view.
Hell yeah. Right. You know, I'm not a very religious person, but my mother used to say Jesus had haters too. So that's how I think about it.
Yeah.
Hell, he still does. I'm out of here. Give me a link in here, Rob.
You dropped the mic on that one. I like that one. Wow.
Yo, we got another somebody in the basement. In the basement, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go.
Man. Hold on. I just want to tell you, I fucks with Keith. I fucks with Keith heavy. Because I used to not get that whole thing about, like Jesus had haters, and then my man said, did he ever? But he still does. What?
Yeah.
That's pretty prolific,
Yep.
What's up, Ricer? How you doing this evening, sir? I feel like I've talked to you a couple times today. I think so.
Yeah. How you doing?
I am great. I always give Jeff shit because he has the best. He's got the best YouTube voice in YouTube.
Thank you. I practice really hard at that.
Oh yeah. When you're driving along, you're like,
yeah.
Hey, this is Ricer from Dead Brook Barbecue of Wisconsin. Easy YouTube. It's like easy listening.
Yeah, I just got one of those rolling voices. That's why I was always a good coach. They could hear me 100 yards away.
Dude, I'm pretty loud too. I'm digging the mustache though.
Yeah,
I didn't give you grief about it, and I wanted to. And when I talked to you on the phone, I was like, "Oh man, I forgot to give him grief about the mustache." So I'm so glad that you graced us here.
Yeah, well, it was actually Brian Horseman that came up with this idea that I should grow a mustache and for my show, and I was getting super chats for it. So I thought, yeah, okay, you guys are going to pay me to grow it for a while. I'll grow it for a while, but I actually am probably depends, but I might be shaving it off tomorrow morning because I have a big meeting in the afternoon that I think my boss would say, geez, Jeff, this is kind of an important negotiation and maybe come walking in like this.
Look, man, if your boss can't respect you with facial hair, I don't respect him.
No, he wouldn't care if I grew a Fu Manchu. I think I just would look too much of like a 70s porn star here with this one, so we'll see.
Well, Ricer rhymes with Ron. I mean,
yeah, Ron, Ricer, yeah.
Goes together.
Yeah. So let's get into you taking this hiatus and taking a little break from it. I know that I am part of the whole conspiracy that maybe rolled the ball down the hill to start part of it.
It wasn't just you.
No, I know it wasn't just me, but I know that I had a part of this whole deal for you to kind of regroup, retool, and get going again.
Definitely.
What do I need to do to get your ass starting to film now? 3 months is long enough. It's time to start cracking the whip again, bro, because you have plenty of opportunities and you have a lot of fans. So you got to kind of feed that monster a little bit, So what do I need to do to help you?
This is almost like a Kickstart. Maybe this is like a Kickstart.
This is it. This is it. You know what? I will tell you,
showing you love, showing how much.
Yes, indeed. Well, and you know what was crazy is I did not have a video prepared for today. And, Jeff will tell you I have a schedule. My schedule is 7 a.m. on Tuesdays, live stream on Wednesdays at 9 p.m., and 7 a.m. on Thursdays.
Yep.
Okay. That is my schedule. I have stuck to that schedule for the better part of like 3 to 5 years. Okay. And when I don't make a video or don't have a video, I will do something to put something in that time frame. And when Ricer was going through this last year, or actually 2 years ago now, it wasn't last year.
Yeah, it was 2 years already.
I gave him grief. I'm like, dude, you got to put something out there. Like, I know you have something in the can. I know you have something. But my whole thing is, I haven't been filming. Like, I just haven't been filming at all. And my whole thing is, if I film something, then I know I have something. And if I have something, then I'll put it out, regardless of what it is. And I've been like, nope, I'm not going to film. I'm not going to film because I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in a good place. And it's not YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. But the trickle down effect is YouTube is being affected, unfortunately. And like I said in the video, there's been a couple people who, Jeff knows, if you reach out to me, I'll give you my number. I have no problem giving you my number, and I have no problem talking to you. Just like I'm talking to you fellas right now, I will talk to you, on the way home from me driving from work. But there's a couple people that are privy to my personal phone number. And I'm getting text messages, and it's like, hey, man, are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. I got to take a break, And it's like, all right, man, okay. All right, it's been 2 weeks. You haven't put out a video. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. It's been 3 weeks. You haven't put out a video. Are you okay? And I'm like, when I put out that video today talking about the fact that, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And I'm, the pandemic, and I hate to blame something on the pandemic, right? Because everybody's blaming everything on the pandemic, but I can be completely honest and upfront and say, when I was filming videos, I would be at home and I would be by myself and I would have the ability to film, right? The way that I wanted to film. And I didn't have to tiptoe around anyone, and I could just cook the way that I needed to cook, and I could tell a story how I needed to tell a story if I was cooking for my family. Now, if I'm doing a catered event, that story tells itself. I just have to narrate it. I'm cooking this amount of food, I'm doing this, and this is what it is. And usually my catered events happen in the middle of the night, and then I'm wrapping up at the, in the early in the morning, and I just boom, 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 everything's good. But now that everybody's home, I don't have a place. I don't have a space of my own. Everything is intermingled, and it's like, damn it, I'm trying to film a video. Can you give me like 5 minutes? And it's like, it's like you're filming again, or you need to do this again. And I'm like, you know what? Nope. Well, it only takes one time or two times for me to ask and me to get a whole bunch of attitude where I'm like, nope, I will do it later. I will figure it out. And I'm like, listen, everybody was all for me doing this YouTube thing, and I've been doing the YouTube thing for quite a while. Y'all were all aboard. But now that we've been stuck in the house for quite some time, nobody cares. And I'm like, that is just, after a while, it's just taking a toll on me. And I'm like, you know what? I can't be happy about doing a video when I'm unhappy.
Yeah. And you got little kids, I got boys, and it's like, I know how it is. I mean, there's a lot of ass cracking going around here. It's like, and I don't want to hear a word out of you because I got to do this video right now. And if I even hear you fart, you're losing internet for a week, So, I mean,
I don't need any cheese curds while I'm filming this video.
Right. But yeah, so
you
that's
actually have some cheese curds in the refrigerator.
Oh, dude,
I got them.
I'm working on a thing for you. So, I'm working on a thing for you. So just give me, my code isn't working. I just found that out. So I got to figure that out because I'm going to use my own damn promo code, save myself a few bucks,
Hey,
but,
I appreciate that.
Heck yeah. Well, I promised you that last year, so,
dude,
but
look, as long as I got cheese curds in your pocket, I'll never go hungry.
That's right. But no, so you've been sitting back and in reflecting on all your hard work for 7 years, is it?
At least.
7? Yeah, at 7 years of YouTube. And you kind of talked about it.
What's up, Mike?
How doing beard videos and then doing car, you kind of were blog styling, and then all of a sudden you got hot and heavy into the barbecue. And and I really, you are such a natural on camera. You're comfortable. You've got your baby face and your big old laugh and all that goes. So you're fun to watch. And I think you've keyed it. You're a teacher. You're good at all this. Yeah, I'll keep on pumping you, bro. You're my boy.
Yes, exactly.
But it's like, I think you really hit it with the whole catering deal and talking about that being your specialty. And then the pandemic has made it 20 times worse because you don't have any, scheduled events and stuff like that.
So I feel like, I won't say that I wasn't misleading. And I think that I need to say I am still cooking.
Right.
I'm just not cooking at the same volume and the same intensity that I was.
Right.
Where I could say, okay, you know what? I have 4 cooks this month. I'm going to film this one and this one. Or I'm going to film this one. And then what I could do is take that one event and turn it into 2 parts. Mm-hmm. Because you know as well as I do, nobody's going to watch a 45-minute video.
Exactly. Unfortunately, we especially in the male genre.
I see you, Adam. Read between the lines as to what I put into my rub, Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
read between the lines as to what I put in my rubs. Thank you, Adam.
So I think
do we have a moderator could put Dash's channel in the chat. It's in the description too. But
I think you need to really just hone in on that catering skills and when you're not film, because it's easy. When I was coaching football, and I was going for a championship, so I had to say no.
Nothing.
This was my.
And I'm like, dude, you're cooking dinner. Just put out a video. What are you cooking for dinner?
And it's like I can't do it. I mean that dinner time was time just to relax and be with the family and have a normal time, because football is pretty demanding. Even if it's at the youth level, it's a lot of time that you invest. So I think right now it's like demanding. Time to be writing notes, bro. Because you have been tubing for so long, and burnout is real. And it's always healthy to film for a couple months and then take a couple weeks off, and hopefully you got a video here and there that you can plug in.
Look, you talk about notes, right?
Yeah.
This is one sheet of notes.
Yeah.
This is another sheet of notes.
Right. Well, you're working. You're working.
This is another sheet of notes. All right. Thanks, Lep. I appreciate you. This is another sheet of notes. And that's just 4 pieces of paper that I had right here. And I know I have more because I have another tablet. And if I go back on the tablet, I can find other sheets of notes where I just kind of wrote a thing or two. All right. But the problem I have, Ricer, is not the want to film and not the ability to talk about something. It's the ability to film.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I'm at home and I talked to Justin. Like I said, I talked to Justin. We had a great conversation, okay? And he's like, you got all these cookers. He's like, you know what you need to do? You need to stand in front of one of them, start talking about catering. So I go outside and I'm standing in front of Bernadette. I got my tripod set up. I got my light set up. I got my mic on, my shirt, all of those things, right? And I'm 15 minutes into a video talking about that video that I put out today is what I filmed.
Yeah.
And then I have taste tester number 1 come out the back door. Like, Daddy, are you down there? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, can't even get away.
Yeah.
Right? So then I'm like, you know what? All right. Yeah. I'm going to go inside, do what I need to do. And then boom. Right? I go back outside. I set up my camera again for the second time. I start filming. Now taste testers number 2 pops out. Daddy, you out there? And I'm like, are you what the fuck? Right? I can't and I can't go berserk, right? Because I'm like, they just want to know where I am. They just want to know what I'm doing. Right? And I tell you, just like I said in the video, taste tester number 2 was the one that was like, dude, he's like, Daddy, Daddy, when are you gonna put out another video? Daddy, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. And it's hard for me to try to talk to a 13-year-old and say, you are part of the reason why I'm not filming. Because when I try to film something, I'm like, yo, I need you to be quiet.
Yeah.
And you're making a whole bunch of noise in the background. And I'm like, so I had to sit him down one day and say, I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this audio. And I want you to understand this is what the camera hears. And the camera picks up sound 360 degrees. Yeah. Oh, I'm just walking through quietly.
No.
Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. You're not quiet. And then when I try to go and film outside, like one of the videos, no bullshit, I had some cats that were mating in the video while I'm trying to talk. And it's like 7 or 8 minutes in. And I'm like, all you hear is, wow, 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 wow. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, what do I have to do?
That's when you pull out the ricer and you look at the camera and say, you kidding me? I got 2 cats fucking.
That's basically what I did. But one of those times, the mic died. Okay. I mean, it was when I'm like, Jeff, I mean, I wish I was making it up. The universe has had it in for me to try to make this video for me to come back. Like, no bullshit. I feel like you name it, like loud cars driving by for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
People driving by, dogs barking for no apparent reason. People screaming in the background, the kids coming out the door like, Daddy!
Your neighbor buys a helicopter to cut his grass because that's what I got. I don't know what kind of choppers got in there, but it's like the most ridiculous thing ever. You know, and they like give him the dirty look. Yeah, I'm filming, you know.
They don't care. No one cares, man. You know, no one cares.
So here's the deal.
Yeah. I'm going to set up some space.
This is really a question for me because you are a transplant to the whole Baltimore thing. Okay.
Yes.
Explain Baltimore pit beef to me, please.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't. I get it, but I don't get it.
Okay.
Right?
Do they just throw it right on the coals, or is it just real close to the coals?
Yeah. So the whole thing is they take up, and I can tell you I can't. Because I can't even tell you to cut the meat that they use, right? But what it is a roast. It's a roast. I'm not sure if it's top round or if it's top round or bottom round, but it's a roast, okay? That they put directly over the coals. So direct grilling, it's not barbecue, direct grilling, and they grill kind of like a gyro or a hero, however you want to pronounce it, where you cook the outside, you shave a little bit off, and then you cook more.
Okay.
That's how pit beef is done. So you cut off the exterior, and then you cut down to the point where you're like, oh, this is rare, this is medium rare, this is well done. And they have different pieces. So someone is cutting off of the piece that's like rare, and someone's cutting off pieces medium or well done. And then you have that meat and just very little seasoning on that meat. Okay. Very little. And then the flavor or the taste or what you're doing with it comes from the condiments. You have like mayonnaise, you have tiger sauce, you have, straight horseradish, you have barbecue sauce, you can have ketchup, you can have onions, you can have all these different things. So one of the most famous pit beef place in Baltimore is Chap's Pit Beef. Okay? And if you've seen any, like diners, drive-ins, and dives, or any Food Network, anything from Baltimore, one of the things they talk about is Chap's Pit Beef.
Okay, cool.
So the guy who owns Chap's, the guy's name is Bob, right? And I've been in there, and I've Bob has a lot of great food, not just pit beef, okay? But he's known for his pit beef. But he's got pulled pork on his menu. Like he has a sandwich that has pit beef, pulled pork, like some of this and some of that on it.
Sure.
And one of the things, like I was talking to him one day, I went in there while I was laid off from work and I'm doing barbecue full time. And I'm like, hey man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to him about this, that, and the other. And he said, listen, he's like, I do food. He said, if someone brings me food, they get their lunch count. I'm like, what? I got food in the trunk. Like that. You ain't saying nothing but a word. So I went and gave him some of my pulled pork, and he tried it. And he said, listen, like he hit me up and he's like, listen, whatever you do not set up shop anywhere near me. He said, because your pulled pork is better than mine. And
I'm surprised John's roast pork hasn't made an appearance yet tonight here.
As far as talking about John's roast pork, or does he, subscribe to you?
Oh, no. As far as talking about it.
So I've heard, great things about John's roast pork, talking about the cheesesteaks there at John's. I haven't been to John's roast pork to have cheesesteaks. That's all. So I don't have an opinion.
Some people say the roast pork sandwich is bigger than the cheesesteak.
Some people say the roast pork is better than the cheesesteak.
Is bigger, like a more to the locals. Supposedly is the better sandwich. Now you being a non-pork guy.
But I grew up eating pork, and I as an adult I stopped eating pork. But I never see. I kind of think it's one of those geographic things because I never heard of John's roast pork until after I moved out of the city.
Oh,
when. From what I understand, John's roast pork is in South Philly. So John's roast pork is a South Philly thing. Me growing up in Mount Airy on the northwest side or northwest side of the city, I didn't know anything about John's roast pork, man. Somebody, you want a sandwich, you going to Pagano's, you getting a cheesesteak, or you go on to Pagano's getting a hoagie. There's a lot of people don't understand this. They're like, well, how do you choose what cheesesteak you get or where you get it from? Whatever's in walking distance, basically, was your local cheesesteakery, and that's the one that holds a special place in your heart, and that's the one that's good to you. Like people like Samuel Adams beer. Why? I don't know, because that stuff is crap. But they grew up drinking, right? Yeah. And me
and Rice are like the old Corona Light.
Yeah.
I know Rice was a big fan of Corona.
But cans. I found the cans again.
Well, I can say this about Corona, and it's been a secret subliminal message to my fellow Wisconsin breweries that if you're not going to sponsor me, I'm going to drink Mexican beer. So you have a choice, So if you want to show off some and I live in Wisconsin, we got breweries every corner of the street.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it. Got cheese now, so.
Well, here,
Rice, I saw that.
Are you going to join us on the after party? It's on another channel, but I can send you the.
No, I'm actually got some tax work that I have to finish. I was doing that when you guys, but I
got plenty of time for that. Don't worry about that.
So they extended the tax date. Did you know that?
Yeah, till May. I saw that, but I've still been harped on enough by my lovely wife that I better get it done.
Oh wait, she's an accountant, right?
Yeah, but I still have to get all my stuff put together, my personal stuff, so she can put it together to get it done. So yeah,
look, I get to do the taxes in my house. So I'm looking across the dining room. I have a list of not a list, but like a stack of the the 1099s and the interest filings and all of those things, and I'm just like, nah, not today.
Yeah,
not today.
Yeah, I've had enough. Yeah. Like I gotta get this done. So that is my goal because I'm working hard in my garage too for my little studio. So it's like this is a perfect time. Dash is gonna be on. I can sit and watch and listen and do some typing.
And you got like some air vents going, like some air fan things going on in their garage too. I think you said.
Well, I want to get some heat in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have like above me like the heat, and then. I have a fan in there. It's really quiet, and that helps blow. Because I'll close the garage door partially. I have to. It's minus 20 degrees out when I was filming. So it's like either that or I don't film. So, but yeah, I'm looking at some infrared heating to put above me where I film, so that when I do the tasting part of it, that can keep it kind of warm in that area.
Can we just point out? Jeff just said doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, so doo-doo brown.
All right.
Doo-doo brown.
No, hey Bryson, you know what? What I did, I don't know. During the beginning of the pandemic, my wife kind of cleaned up the front area of our basement, and I actually did a video on it. But I put a heater down there, and it's a 220 volt electric heater, and it's loud. Sure. But if you set it up on it has a remote and a thermostat basically. Oh. So if you set it up and you can close the garage and warm up the garage so that when you go out there, hey, you turn it off for a couple of minutes and it doesn't make a whole bunch of noise. But it heats up and it's meant to be an outdoor garage heater. So that might be something that you want to look into.
Snap a picture of it, buddy, and send it to me.
I'll do you better. I'll send you an Amazon link.
There you go. That's even better. Yeah, heck yeah.
But it was all of like $200.
Yeah,
and I wired it up myself. The only sticking point was you have to buy, because of the fact that the one that I got was 220.
220, yeah.
Because I wanted a bigger heater to make sure that it heated up the room, quickly. Mm-hmm. So I had to buy whatever the double thick stranded. So not even a double pole, because I have an electrician friend. Mm-hmm. So he hooked me up with a double pole breaker. Oh, but the wire was the thing that I had to get. And that's what's going to be expensive.
Yeah, 60 amp, I think, probably, most likely.
It's a 50 amp. Technically, so it draws 40 amps, but I put it on a 50 amp breaker.
Sure.
So or a double pole breaker. But yeah, man, look at you trying to
electricians over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an electrician. I just worked for electric companies, so I have to do that. So make sure people.
All right, we're gonna hop out of here. You guys were talking about mustaches earlier. I wanted to show this real quick. This is from Halloween a couple years ago.
Hey, no,
oh wow!
Story. Heck yeah!
Who's the hottie on the right? Oh wait, that's you.
That's me. Yeah.
I like the 6-pack.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus Christ! He's got 6 at the ready and 1. Wait a minute, she's not barefoot.
Oh no! Yeah, what the hell? She had her boots on or something.
You failed me.
That's a real mustache.
Good. Looks good.
Awesome.
The hair's not real. The hair was the hair comes
the headband.
It's connected to the headband, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like borderline
business in the front.
Yeah.
What is it? It's beer o'clock.
Yeah, it's beer o'clock, and her shirt says
it's pure this is white trash. Wow, not PBR. I just glanced at it and I was like, oh shit, that's PBR. No, it's just pure white trash. Wow. Yep. Wow.
So that was us.
All right, everybody. Well, I'll jump off so you guys can close up for the shop for the night. So Dash and I could talk for 5 hours straight. So, but hey Dash, I'm glad you're back and you're kind of like starting to get in the groove a little bit.
Yeah, so dude, it's crazy. Like the last 2 weeks I put out videos and filming and editing those videos was like nothing. And actually, I don't know if you noticed this. The video that I put out today was actually filmed and put up in 4K. I got myself a new laptop, and it can handle and process the 4K. So, right, sir, I'm listening. I'm listening. Look, he's giggling, and on the inside, he is all warm and fuzzy on the inside because he's been talking to me about that. And I'm like, dude, I bought this camera that can film 4K, but I don't even have anything that can process 4K. So, nope, I'm not filming in 4K. So, dude, I'm telling you, man, I don't always talk about it, but I do listen to what you have to say. Right?
I know you do, boy. That's good. So, man. You're right.
Yeah.
And I listen to what you tell me too. I own the process. I just never probably follow through everything. So that's what we try to do with everybody.
Right, sir. 80% will get the job done.
Exactly.
Not 99%. But you know how I feel about that. So anyway,
I gotta say one last thing. Hobo, thank you for always giving me a thumbs down because now I finally figured out who the hell it is because
it's not Hobo.
The video for like 30 minutes. I already got a thumbs down. What the heck's going on? So I'm just blaming Hobo from now on. Moving forward.
The funny answer is I always put a thumbs down, but I'm not the last one to leave the thumbs down. I always change it back.
Oh, okay. All right, fellas. Well, good job and and all that.
I'm changing my thumb up for the video to a thumbs down. So now there's 2 thumbs down on this hot seat now. Bam.
Pow. I thumbs down the hot seat that I'm on.
Yeah, so before it even starts, he's already like looking for that thumbs down button.
There you go. All right, fellas. Good job. We'll see you later.
Easy.
Have a good one.
Take care
now.
Thanks, man.
You bet.
All right, so Dash, anything you want to say to the nice people who are still here?
Nah, man, I really want to say thank you to everyone who has been hanging out. Unfortunately, I have not been looking at the comments. I've been trying to comment and focus on talking to you two and other guests who were in the basement and graced us with their presence. But I really just want to say thank you to those of you guys who've been hanging out. I mean, we've been at this for 3 hours now. And I know some of you guys, I know there's somebody out there who's been here from like 9 o'clock to now. So I just want to say thanks. Yeah, Rob, you have been here.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
You've been here too.
I was forced to show up. Not that I don't love you, but like it's like a factual thing.
Okay. Hold on. Turn around. Hold on. Let me pat you in your back. Turn around. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I saw that. I love it. I think it's great.
All right, Hobo, anything you want to say to the
Oh my god, that was classic. I'm
There's no way to close this out. It's wrecked. It's the greatest ending ever.
I'm crying. You weren't supposed to see that. Oh my god. Well, right. I'm glad you saw it and you got the joke, man, dude. Definitely.
It's the greatest thing. Like I said earlier, I was watching poker. I knew when I did this, birds are coming up.
Oh, David, man, thank you so very much. Everyone who was here, everyone who helped out, and I think it was Steven. Steven usually is like, Steven's the MVP of all of the live streams.
He was pimping your channel out earlier in the chat there. That was awesome.
I appreciate it. Like I won't say I already know, but I have publicly thanked Steven before, and man, I definitely appreciate Steven and everything that he does, and not just for me, but for our barbecue community and those folks who cook. Steven is in here and doing the thing, and he's gotten to the point where he's actually filming videos as well, and it's dope to see it come full circle. Dude, I'm still crying. Like I still got tears in my eyes from giving you the finger. Oh man, that was great. That was perfectly timed.
You can't hurt my feels. I have no feels. That's why it's along so well.
Yeah, I just, we do get along, dude. Well, so Rob, I don't know if you remember that when we talked the last time, Hobo and I, we were talking until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, motherfucker, I gotta go to bed. I get up in like 2 hours. And same thing, again, here it is. It's midnight. I gotta get up at 4:30 tomorrow morning. I'm gonna have a hell of a day. So thank you. So
that's what I do.
Everybody hop on the after show, which is on the After the Hot Seat channel.
By the way, you have to show up there. It's required.
All right. Well, post the link in the chat, and then I will. I'll do it.
Yeah, I did. I think I did. Hold on.
It was like 10 minutes.
You didn't.
I could barely get up.
That should be the StreamYard link to the new one.
All right, so you only hop on for fucking 10 seconds. You just have to grace the thing.
Yeah. And I brought it live by putting Lep and Joey on there for a hot second.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm going to be on the other show.
It was echoing over here. All right.
Can you post? Did you send it to me?
I just put it in the chat here. I can send it to your Instagram. Is that a good place?
Well, if you could put it in the chat here, I'll see it now. I'll go to that one. But I don't right oh wait, not that chat. That's the YouTube chat. I need it in the StreamYard chat because I'm not on YouTube.
Oh, in the private.
Wait. Here, I'll do it. I got it. All right, I got it. I'm there.
That should be it. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, it's not this one.
I'm there in the broadcast studio.
All right.
It says I'm backstage. All right, I'm good. I'm there.
Let me on this one, and we'll see everybody over there.
Copy that.
Go search for After the Hot Seat. That's the channel. You got to sub to that. That way you guys don't miss it next time. And thanks for joining in. We'll see you next time.